man. We are in the building. In the building. What is happening? What is crackling, man? How's everybody doing, man? On this beautiful day, man. So much going on, man. So much going on. Can't even calculate it, man. There's so much going on, you can't even calculate it. Uh, if you if you're here, man, hit the like button, man. Smash that like button, man. Welcome to the program, man. Salute to everybody out there in the building, man. We've been having some classic shows lately, man. We've been having some classic shows lately. Shout out to Gauss Merlot, man. 6'6" Skinsky, Joe Curry, Roger Wood. We've been having some classic shows lately. Um, we've been having some classic shows lately. Yes, we have. Try me, baby. Yeah, man. We are in the building, live and direct. Kentucky versus Carolina. Wow. That's what's up. Kentucky versus Carolina. Uh. And you can change that. Try me, baby. What's happening? Yes, we are giving some of these goddamn tabs, man. I always got 1,000 tabs open, man. How was Thanksgiving for everybody? Thanksgiving was cool, man. I know I ate everything. Everything gone now, man. I ain't even gonna lie to you, man. Everything is gone. I ate everything. Everything is officially gone. Everything is officially gone, man. Yeah, I'm live, man. This is not a premiere, man. This is a live stream. We are live and direct, man. We are live and direct, man.
And that breaking news out of Sacramento and San Joaquin counties, where a former sheriff's deputy stabs his 11-year-old son to death before he was shot and killed in a police chase. Thanks for being with us at 5. I'm Galston Dart.
I'm Lisa Gonzalez. That former deputy was...
What the fuck is going on with the Filipinos, man? What's up with them Filipinos up in San Joaquin County, Stockton, man? What's up with them Filipinos up in San Joaquin County, man? God damn. What's up with you Filipinos?
And that breaking news out of Sacramento and San Joaquin counties, where a former sheriff's deputy stabs his 11-year-old son to death before he was shot and killed in a police chase. Thanks for being with us at 5. I'm Galston Dart.
I'm Lisa Gonzalez. That former deputy was Marvin Morales. KCRA3 has previously reported on the 40-year-old who was accused of lying about a 2023 fentanyl overdose. So today, this all started about 8 o'clock this morning, and Elk Grove police, they got a call from a mom concerned about the safety of her two children at home. Officers say they found an 11-year-old boy stabbed at that home. That boy later died at the hospital. A 6-year-old girl was also there and was not physically hurt.
Authorities say that Morales left and there was a chase down Interstate 5 that ended in a shooting with Sacramento County deputies on I-5 near Highway 12. Morales was taken to the hospital where he died. The CHP is now in charge of the investigation from the highway. They're calling this a tragedy.
It certainly is a very tragic event. The allegations that have come forward, and we mourn with the community who is mourning at this time as well.
And we have live team coverage on the story. Michelle Bandor's in the neighborhood where the child was stabbed.
We begin with KCRA3's Jason Mark, who is live along I-5 where that former deputy was shot and killed. Jason?
And Lisa, we have seen some movement here in the last couple of minutes. A record just showed up, which usually indicates that this investigation out here is starting to wrap up whenever that record comes to the scene. Here's the scene right here on Interstate 5. We are west of Lodi, in between Route 12 and 8 Mile Road in San Joaquin County. And this is where everything came to a stop today. This is where we're told that Morales ran off the road and where that shootout took place. But I want to zip around this way and show you northbound and that traffic. And you can see the lights up there where the Department of Transportation is moving those cars over into one lane. 30 miles up that way is where this thing all started. On Interstate 5 in the Pocket area. That's where officers were canvassing for Morales in his car. They saw him, they got behind him, and they started that chase. We're told at times speeds got very fast, over 100 miles per hour, and came whizzing down this way along Interstate 5. And that's when CHP decided to go ahead and put out spike strips. Morales hit those strips, ran off the road, and that's where he crashed. Now, what we do know is that there was a shootout involving officers, several officers, at least 2 from Sacramento County. What we don't know is what happened during that shootout or right before that shootout. Did Morales pull out a gun? Did he fire first? We do not know that information. We know that Morales was hit. He was taken to a hospital where, as you guys mentioned, he was pronounced dead. Now, this investigation is still ongoing. We are told by CHP they actually just turned the investigation over to the Department of Justice. We saw a Department of Justice vehicle show up about 2 hours ago. So we know they were on the scene along with the ATF and also local law enforcement. So a lot of entities in this trying to figure out exactly what happened out here today. Now back to you.
All right, Jason, thanks for that part of our coverage tonight.
The shooting investigation is having an impact at traffic, and here is a live look at southbound I-5 just north of that investigation. Here's the backup that Jason was mentioning. You can see the line of red brake lights there. The freeway's open, but you should expect some delays. It's all started about 8 o'clock this morning at a home on Farrell Way in Elk Grove, and that's where the former sheriff's deputy allegedly stabbed his 11-year-old son to death.
KCRA3's Michelle Bandor has been talking to neighbors who live right there in the neighborhood. And Michelle?
Yo, Filipinos have lost their goddamn minds, man. What's wrong with Filipinos nowadays, man? Killing kids. This ain't the Philippines, man. Trump, do Trump need to extend his little I mean, they just killing kids, man. These Filipinos killing all these kids, man. Trump, man. I know you busy and stuff, but you got another problem group over here, man. We got another problem group.
When you look around there, it just looks like a nice neighborhood. The lights are on, and you just never would have guessed what would have happened there.
Yeah, the holiday lights on the Morales home just came on as it got dark here. It's a quiet neighborhood, a friendly neighborhood. Everyone here seems to know each other and they look out for each other. And the crime scene investigation is over here at the house. But there are so many questions that remain for detectives, for family, for friends, as to why a father is suspected of killing his own son. And neighbors tell me they would never suspect violence like that happening here. And look, I mean, deliveries are still being here, taking place here at the family. This is the second Amazon truck that we've seen pull up here today, delivering packages as life goes on, despite that violence. And as we've been reporting, it started around 8 this morning, and Elk Grove police tell us the 11-year-old boy's mother watched it all unfold in real time while she was at work. They say while looking at cameras placed inside the home, she told officers she saw Marvin Morales stab their son. And when officers arrived, Morales was gone, but they found an empty gun case and the children home alone. Officers tried to save the boy with CPR, but he died later at the hospital. Neighbors say they heard the 6-year-old sister screaming at a time when the neighbors say they were taking their own children to the same school they all attend.
Literally just dropped the girls off and came back from dropping them off at school when we heard the sirens. And it's just, when you hear the story, you're like, I assume they were going to be going to school or should have been getting ready for school.
For anybody, and especially knowing that it was a deputy before too. I mean, this is why we get in this job, to protect everyone and to make sure everyone's safe. And the last thing we want is someone hurting children, especially. So it's been a tremendously hard day.
Yeah, and those neighbors tell me that they're going to have some tough conversations with their own children tonight, as they believe they were classmates with the Morales children. So just a really tough day for everyone all around. And, you know, this isn't the first time that we've reported on Morales. We did extensive investigating 2 years ago when he was accused of lying about using fentanyl on the job as a Sacramento County Sheriff's deputy. He was fired, and he also overdosed in the Sheriff's Department bathroom, his own colleagues saving him, reviving him with Narcan. So the police aren't saying, you know, whether or not they found drugs inside or whether that was related to this.
This Filipino nuts, yo. What's cracking with these Filipinos, man? Salute to everybody watching on OpNationNews.com. Salute to everyone watching on Rumble. Salute to everyone watching on Black Colombo. And salute to everyone watching on Op Nation News. This is sad, man. This is sad.
Tonight, we're learning new information following the deadly mass shooting at a child's birthday party in Stockton over the weekend.
The San Joaquin County Sheriff says 2 more people have come forward with injuries after being grazed by bullets. The family has also identified the 8-year-old girl who died after that mass shooting. ABC 10's Roxanne Elias is live at the scene of the shooting. And Roxanne, any update on the search for suspects tonight?
Well, Chris, right now, so far, no suspects are in custody. And out here, the scene is...
That's unacceptable, man. That's unacceptable. Press 1. That's unacceptable. They're acting like, listen, we know it's normal with niggas, but these are Filipinos. This is unacceptable. You can't come shoot up a kid's birthday party, kill a bunch of kids, and just like, well, hey, man, you know, nobody in custody. What? Yeah, nobody in custody, man. Yeah, I mean, you know, ain't nobody in custody, man. What the fuck you want us to do? We don't got no leads, man. Nah, man, that's unacceptable, man. Why they not asking for the FBI's help? Why these fucking ingrate Democrats ain't asking for the FBI to help them? Why they not asking for help, man? They just got their little small-ass local police department working this case. This is unacceptable, man. What you mean you don't know who killed them kids, man? These ain't nigga kids, man. These Filipino kids, man. You said the FBI is helping? Good. Good. Good.
pretty quiet. Things have been pretty slow, but a lot of drivers stopping by to take video of the scene and just stopping to take a glimpse. You can actually see behind me, there's a group of women, people here, community members, saying a short prayer for all the victims in this shooting. But although things are quiet, the sheriff's office wants people to know that they are still vigorously looking for their suspects in this shooting. This was the scene of Saturday night's birthday party shooting in Stockton 3 days later on Tuesday. Memorial sits still in time as the San Joaquin County Sheriff's Office releases new information on the case. Just last night, Sheriff Patrick Withrow says 2 more victims came forward.
We had 2 females show up at a local hospital and claim that they had grazing wounds from the party that night. I believe that raises more questions than gives us answers. It begs the question why you would leave the scene, not tell anyone that you were there, wait 2 days, and then seek medical help after that.
The sheriff says the 2 women are not being very forthcoming with any information. He also says some questionable things have come up on social media after 2 men were arrested at the San Joaquin County Superior Courthouse. Per the California Department of Corrections and Rehabilitation, agents arrested 22-year-old Luciano Guerrero and 25-year-old Billy Williams on suspicion of parole violations. They also say both individuals were at the mass shooting, but are not considered suspects.
We don't need a lot of people making up things or making statements saying that, this was what you're hearing a lot, that this was gang related. Well, we have no hard evidence that this was gang related. If we get that, then we will call it that.
On Tuesday, the family of the 8-year-old girl who who died after the shooting, identified her as Maya Lupian. Aspire Public Schools also sent us this quote from the little girl's family. It says, Maya was the most outgoing 8-year-old you'd ever meet. She was a third grader at Aspire Apex Academy, where she excelled in her academics and extracurricular activities. She loved to dance, sing, and draw. She was a purple belt in karate, and she loved being active. Maya was the light in everyone's life, the sweetest soul. Sheriff Withrow confirmed with ABC 10 that no one has been arrested in connection with the shooting yet, but he...
That's crazy. That's absolutely crazy, man. That is bomb. This is some nigga shit, man. This is some nigga shit. Just somebody come do a mass shooting and everybody just like, hey, man, you know what the fuck, man? Hey, man. Hey, ain't got nobody, man. You know, this is, come on, Filipinos. Y'all ain't rolling like this. I know y'all Filipinos are not gonna let this rock out on some nigga shit. I know y'all not gonna let this rock out on some nigga shit. I know y'all gonna get to y'all community gotta come on, Filipinos.
has been arrested in connection with the shooting yet, but he knows everyone's question is why. His response?
Listen, our only concern is getting justice for these children and these families that were killed at this scene. And we're going to take as long as it takes to make sure that happens. And we're going to do it by the book and cover all the bases.
He says so that the district attorney's office and the U.S. attorney have what they need to ensure those responsible will stay in prison for a long time. The sheriff's office says they've interviewed everyone they know who was at the party, but he says although they are cooperating, they haven't been able to get much information from them. So they're still asking you and all of the public, all of the community to come forward with any information that you may have and share it with any of the agencies that you're comfortable with. I'm live in Stockton. Roxanne Elias, ABC 10.
Indeed, these families need your help tonight. Roxanne, thank you. So here's the deal. Stockton Crime Stop.
He said Filipinos and umbritos the same. Damn.
Stoppers is offering a reward of up to $25,000. The FBI just yesterday also announced a $50,000 reward. If you have any information about the shooting or any possible suspect information, call Stockton Crime Stoppers. The number is there on your screen. You can remain anonymous. Governor Gavin Newsom has ordered flags at the state capitol to fly at half staff.
Man, fuck all that. Are you sending resources up there to get to the bottom of this? Are you sending the goddamn California Bureau of Investigation up there? The fuck are you talking about flags at half staff? What are you talking about? What is this guy talking about? Flags at half staff. Are you sending extra resources up there to help the cops get to the bottom of this?
In honor of the victims. He said in a post on X, quote, as more details emerge about this horrific shooting, my heart is with the families of the victims and the entire Stockton community. No child should ever have their life taken from them. I've ordered flags at the state capitol to fly at half staff to honor the children we mourn and stand with the community as it grieves.
We're also learning tonight an international artist is stepping in to help families grieving after the shooting. Stockton Vice Mayor Jason Lee says Nigerian singer-songwriter Burna Boy reached out after hearing about the tragedy, and he's offered to pay all funeral costs for the young victims. The artist said in a statement, quote, no family should ever face this kind of pain alone. I wanted to do whatever I could to support these parents as they begin the long process of healing. ABC 10 will continue to follow updates on.
Hey, man. Why not, man? Burna Boy. Hey, man. We'll take it. Fuck it. We'll take it.
Tonight we are
Tonight, we are learning more information about the 4 young people killed in that mass shooting, starting with Maya Lupian. She was 8 years old. She was a 3rd grader at an Aspire Apex Academy. The school shared a statement from her family saying that Maya loved to dance, sing, and draw. She was a purple belt in karate and loved being active. She excelled in school and she loved her extracurricular activities.
A GoFundMe has identified the 8.
Let me tell you though, I'm gonna tell you something. Them niggas still gonna count these bodies. These niggas on these streets is treacherous. Like if the niggas who did this let's just say they already got 2 bodies. They gonna count her as 3rd. They not gonna just be like, man, these niggas is wild out here, man. They gonna count this one. Like when they rapping and talking about their little shit and bragging and shit, they gonna count her as one of their bodies. These niggas are awful, Jack. And Trump is trying to deal with them. I got to give Trump credit. Trump sending the National Guard into these cities. I can't say Trump need to do something about these niggas because Trump is trying to do something about these niggas. He need to do it at the judicial level. He need to fire all these judges and replace them with fucking hanging judges. You know what I mean? Fire all these prosecutors and replace them with fucking goddamn draconian prosecutors. Because I mean, he sent the National Guard into the cities. He's offering the National Guard wherever you want it. It's just that like you can't get rid of these niggas just by arresting them, especially in places like Stockton and Democrat cities. Arresting them is not enough because they're just going to get right back out because of the Democrats. You got to do something where you can just, these niggas going to count this as a body. They going to count this as a body. I'm telling you, these niggas on these streets, especially with the internet and everything, and everybody, all these young boys, all they really want is to catch a body. All they really want, they see the Vlad TV interviews, all the old niggas bragging about their bodies. They see the rappers bragging about their bodies. You really ain't shit if you ain't got a body. You really ain't shit if you ain't got a body, man. You know what I mean? You really like, you ain't shit. And I'm not talking about old niggas. Even if you like them little crew with 15 and 16, 17-year-olds, you really ain't shit if you ain't got a body. Listen, man, that shit crazy, man. This the type of joint where you supposed to be like, nah, I ain't do this, nah, I ain't. Them niggas gonna count her. They gonna count her as one of their bodies.
Extracurricular activities.
A GoFundMe has identified the 8-year-old as Journey Rose Riotutar Guerrero. She's described as kind and playful. Journey Rose was in the 3rd grade and loved to tell her family about what she learned every day.
Family and friends have identified the 21-year-old as Susano Archuleta. Susano was at the party with his girlfriend. His family was told that Susano protected children and his girlfriend when the shooting broke out, putting them in a closet to hide.
And Amari Peterson was 14 years old. A GoFundMe page created by the family remembers Amari as bright and loved. He played football and basketball and was planning to go to college. Cecil Hannibal spoke with Amari's basketball coach tonight.
He left everything on the court. He wanted to make his dad really proud.
Amari Peterson, a 14-year-old with a passion to win on the court and in the classroom.
He was good in school, straight A student. He didn't talk back. Just honestly, just a genuine overall, just a really, I'm sorry, let me She's a good kid.
A good kid who lost his life in Saturday's mass shooting at a children's birthday party in Stockton. Brent Bonander coached Amari for the last 6 years, literally watching him grow up.
But he was like a generational player. Just the talent that he had. And not just in that, I mean, it was with football too. He had a lot of eyes on him.
But his coach says it wasn't his handle or his jumper that impressed him the most. It was his heart.
He wanted to be that kid that his dad, could be proud of. And it's hard, man, because it's senseless. He had the whole world. And it just ripped from him.
This horrible tragedy has left so many families heartbroken, from fathers and brothers to teammates and coaches.
I know you wouldn't want, people to be crying over him and stuff like that. So what we're going to do is we're going to go out there and we're going to dedicate this season to Amari.
In Stockton, Cecil Hannibal, KCRA 3 News.
Amari's coach says the team just started practicing this week, and the director of the Central Valley Hornets says they're planning ways to both honor Amari and support his family.
Just a tough time for so many people, a massive ripple effect from this attack.
Stop the violence now.
The Stockton community mourning after a mass shooting claims 4 lives and leaves 11 others hurt. All of it happening during a child's birthday party.
A father grieving his 14-year-old son.
He was just a gentle soul.
The suspected shooter still at large.
Our number one priority right now is ensuring that we can arrest those suspects who are involved in this.
Good evening. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm Laura Painter.
And I'm Chris Thomas. We start tonight with breaking news on that deadly mass shooting at a child's birthday party in Stockton over the weekend.
15 people were shot. 4 victims, including 3 children, ages 8, 9, and 14, have died. The San Joaquin County Sheriff's Office has yet to release any suspect information. Today, the FBI announced it's offering a reward of up to $50,000 for him.
That's it? $50,000? Oh, they something fishy going on here, man. Something fishy going on here, man. And I'm not trying to talk about no like stupid ass, dumbass, redneck conspiracy and shit. No Candace Owens type bullshit. I'm talking about nobody seems animated about this. Every time nobody seems animated about this. Everybody just seems kind of like even killed about it. The coach was the first one we seen show emotion. Yeah, nobody knows nothing. Like nobody. Nobody knows anything. You know what I'm saying? Nobody knows anything. You can change your telephone number. Nobody knows anything. Like nothing. We'll get back to that, man. Take the $5 challenge. Support tonight's programming, man. Support tonight's programming, man. Sponsor the show, man. We are in the building. We are in the building.
How long do you think you're on the ground?
Tonight, we're following renewed juvenile crime concerns in Baltimore as 4 teens face
auto theft charges after a late-night police chase in North Baltimore.
We are also hearing from a 72-year-old woman who says a teen attacker hit her in the face while outside her home last night. The assault knocked her.
You see what I'm saying? See, I told you about these young people out here nowadays. They're asking for draconian measures. They're asking for they're asking for parameters. They don't know where the wall is, right? Press 1 if you got kids. Everybody here with kids. You know your kids are looking for boundaries. They're testing to see what the boundaries are. They're testing. Your kids are always going to test you to see what the boundaries are. What are the limits? What can I do? How far can I go? You know what I mean? How far can I go? How far can I push this? Okay? They're looking for you to tell them when it's too far so they can know. They don't know. They don't know. Especially little kids and teenagers. Like little kids and teenagers. They don't know. What's a BTC address attached? What the fuck is that? The fuck is a BTC address? Listen,
Tonight, we're following renewed juvenile crime concerns in Baltimore as 4 teens face auto theft charges after a late-night police chase in North Baltimore.
We are also hearing from.
I don't know anything about no Bitcoin. I have no idea about any Bitcoin, man. Listen, don't link me to any kind of Bitcoin. I don't know. I don't know the first thing about that shit. I don't even know how that shit works. Don't link me to no Bitcoin, man.
From a 72-year-old woman who says a teen attacker hit her in the face while outside her home last night. The assault knocked her to the ground and left her hospitalized with severe bruising on her head.
So she hit you in the face and then you fell. How long do you think you were on the ground?
I have no idea.
Well, tonight we have team coverage beginning with Fox 45's Vincent Hill, who spoke to the 72-year-old victim and her granddaughter about that attack. Vincent?
Well, Kai and Maxine, so Mrs. G beaten, left bloodied by who she says is a 16-year-old. And tonight, Mrs. G and her granddaughter.
Leather. I'm telling you, man. Leather. Pow. Pow. I'm gonna share a story with y'all, man. After this, man. Leather. Okay. Leather. Some that good old leather. Bring it back. Okay. Bring leather back. Okay. Let me share this story with you. I ain't even gonna wait till the end of this. I'm gonna share it with you now. Leather works. Okay. 1885. You see that? 1885. 1885, June 19th, Baltimore. Whipped for wife beating. A white man flogged for the first time in Baltimore. For the first time since the passage of the Pillory Law in 1882, a white man was lashed here today by order of the court. Frank Pyers, a good-looking young fellow, was convicted in the criminal court yesterday of beating his wife and sentenced by Judge Stewart to 6 months imprisonment and to receive 15 lashes. 6 months imprisonment and to receive 15 lashes. Sheriff Airy executed the sentence in person this morning in the city jail. The weapon used was a cowhide 3 feet long and clipped at the end. Pyers' arms were fastened to the cross pieces above the post, and 2 iron bands were placed, one above and the other below the knees. At the first blow, the wretched man's every muscle quivered with pain, and his features worked convulsively. But by the extreme effort, he was able to restrain a cry of pain or a groan. Up went the arms of the sheriff, and again the whip descended, striking another place, and again broke the skin. Then, in regular succession, the blows tell. No 2 of them in the same place, and each of them leaving its record on the telltale skin. On his right side, where the cowhide lapped over several gashes, were made by the sharp end of the instrument of punishment. So yeah, they was you got sentenced, and the next day you got them lashes. And it was the sheriff that did it. 3-foot whip, rawhide. Pow. Listen. Yeah. White man was getting that ass whipped too. He didn't groan one time. He took them shits too. Them shits cut his. They said each one broke his skin, and each one was in a different place. And he didn't cry once. That man didn't cry or groan one time. Think about how you got to be built. Think about how you got to be built to not groan, or even groan once. He was an evil fucker. He didn't want to let him know. He didn't want to give him the courtesy of knowing that that shit hurt. That shit hurt too. You know that shit hurt like a motherfucker. He was like, fuck it, I ain't even gonna let these motherfuckers have the dignity. I ain't even gonna give them the fucking joy to shit. Damn. Yeah. The Pillory Law. Well, let's see. Let's see if we got any more in this one, man. It says Pyers must have suffered intensely, but not a groan escaped him. When he was released, no word was spoken to him, nor did he speak to anyone, shame seeming to overpower him as much as his sufferings. Dr. Hoffman, the physician to the jail, dressed his back while in the cell. He stated to the doctor that he thought it was a hard sentence for a white man to bear. The doctor remarked that this would teach other wife beaters a lesson. Henry Meyer, another white man who cruelly beat his wife, has been sentenced to receive 20 lashes. Pending an appeal, his punishment has been postponed. Well, so that white man appealed. The second white man appealed that shit. I bet he did. I bet he appealed that motherfucker too. Shit. I bet he appealed that motherfucker. Shout out to Deluxe Rifkin, aka the real MVP, coming through once again. Yeah, man. That leather, man. Bring leather back, man. I'm telling you, man. I did a lot of things in my life, and I know leather. Who? Fuck that. Leather? I'm cool, man. Nah, y'all go out and have fun, fellas. I'm gonna stay home, man. I'm gonna stay home and read a book. You start talking about that leather? Now, it's not going to stop everything, right? Because hardcore criminals are still going to be hardcore criminals. But those people, those halfway crooks, you know how Prodigy say, you shook because there ain't no such thing as halfway crooks? Them halfway crooks are going to be like, nah. That leather, bring leather back. Bring leather back. Salute to Hezekiah at News and Films, man. Bring leather back. It will stop a lot. It will definitely stop a lot. That leather, boy. Pow! I'm talking about the next day. Not no fucking down the line. No. Once you found guilty, the next day, that leather. That leather don't care. That leather is undefeated. No matter who you are, that thing hurt. Leather is undefeated.
Are demanding accountability. In West Baltimore,
I'm 72. I'll be 73 next month.
Mrs. G is struggling to remember a violent assault just outside her door around 7:30 Monday night.
She hit me in the face first. Then I think she throw me down the steps and then I fall.
Still feeling the effects.
A week and my head hurt.
And just released from the hospital Tuesday, Mrs. G sharing her story with Fox 45.
I was more shocked than scared, I believe.
Shocked because the suspect is someone she knows who lives across the street.
I know why she did it, because she ain't like what I said.
Even more shocking is the age of Mrs. G's attacker.
She's 16.
Mrs. G's granddaughter, Bria, speaking out on the attack.
I was crying. I was livid. I was not okay. I was irate.
And on her frustration with not only the 16-year-old, but the girl's mother, who Bria says watched on.
Her mother was there when she hit my grandmother. Her mother was right there. She left.
I told you, man, these black chicks will come to your house, sometimes 20 deep, and demand if you come outside and fight. They got a higher murder rate than white men.
And on her frustration with not only the 16-year-old, but the girl's mother, who Bria says watched on.
Her mother was there when she hit my grandmother. Her mother was right there. She left my grandmother on the ground after her daughter assaulted her.
Baltimore police telling Fox 45 they responded to the assault, but no arrests were made at the time, and that they're not confirming the suspect was the 16-year-old girl because Mrs. G declined police assistance at the scene. But for Bria,
I'm going to be the advocate, like always, for my grandmother.
she's wanting accountability and plans to file charges with the district court commissioner.
My child do that, I need to be held accountable. No ifs, ands, buts about it.
But given the fact her grandmother's attacker is a juvenile, she's not optimistic about the outcome.
She's a menace. She need to be on a ankle monitor or whatever. Unfortunately, with what I see, what's going on with the juvenile system these days, I'm not sure what could happen because a lot doesn't happen.
For Mrs. G, as she continues to heal,
That hurt.
Yeah, I know it did.
she has a message for the girl's mother.
Start being a mother and not a friend.
Now, the family tells me they plan to file those charges later this week once they gather all their pictures and other evidence. Again, for now, that 16-year-old has not been charged. At BPD headquarters, Vincent Hill, Fox 45 News.
I'm Kai Jackson. Thank you for watching. Here's another video to watch. Also, please take a moment to subscribe to our channel.
Well, just minutes ago, San Jose police giving an update on the suspect arrested for that shooting at Valley Fair Mall. Thanks for joining us. I'm Ryan Yamamoto.
And I'm Elizabeth Cook. Police say the 17-year-old was firing at a rival gang member, sending people running to safety on one of the busiest shopping days of the year. Brad Hamilton joins us live. And Brad, this teenage suspect was already on probation for another gun crime?
Yeah, Liz, this press conference, which just wrapped up, had a number of facts and things that really raised the alarm throughout the room, and we're going to get to them here shortly. But we are learning more about the 17-year-old. His identity is not being released because he's under the age of 18, but police kind of laid out how they got to all of this. And they said it all started Friday night when this 17-year-old, who is suspected of being the shooter in this case, was wearing gang-related clothing and walked into the Valley Fair Mall with a gun tucked into his waistband. Shortly thereafter, police say this teen sees and confronts an apparent rival gang member inside the mall, and at some point thereafter decided to open fire.
What was truly shocking was that the juvenile suspect with the gun was accompanied by a female pushing a baby in a stroller. He opened fire at his perceived rival in the middle of the mall.
We also learned that the suspected shooter was on probation for another concealed weapons violation that you heard Liz and Ryan talk about. This was just from this past February. He was told not to break the law and to carry guns. And the chief talked about the problem of young offenders having no fear of consequences.
But I can talk about the reality we keep seeing over and over.
From Baltimore to California, everybody knows that young people have no consequences. Press 1. From Baltimore to California. It's just a fact. Like, it just is what it is. Like, hey, the sun comes up, water's wet. And if you're a juvenile, you do whatever the fuck you want. It just, people just know. They just know. Civilians, cops, everybody knows. It's not even like something that's just implied. They did really, hey man, Lord, she a juvenile, he a juvenile, well, you know. And you think they don't know? You think they don't know? Oh, they know. Let's see if we can get some people to take the $5 challenge, man. Let's see if we can get some people to take the $5 challenge. Support tonight's programming, man. We're trying to get as many people as possible to take the $5 challenge, man. Support the channel, PayPal, Cash App, or the Super Chat. Salute to everybody out there, man. Salute to everybody watching on OckNationNews.com. It's snowing where I'm at. Once it stops, once the weather's, because when it snows like this, I got kids be in the house because they don't go to school. So I want to straight up do it when I forget a chance. Do a show on the OckNationNews.com. I've been talking about it for like a week now. Try me, baby. Salute Deluxe again, taking the $5 challenge. Shout out to Deluxe, man. Holding it down in the holy ground. Holding down the holy ground. Holding it, dig down. Diggy down. You said you ain't got no Bitcoin. What is it telling you? You have to pay Bitcoin on my. I'm right here looking at my Cash App. It don't say nothing about no goddamn Bitcoin. I don't know, man. Am I tripping? I don't see nothing about no Bitcoin. It doesn't say anything about a Bitcoin on here, man. Pool. It's pool. Oh, you trolling? Okay, I thought he was serious. Like, what the fuck is he talking about? I don't know shit about no Bitcoin. I don't know nothing about no Bitcoin. Oh, that's somebody. I don't even know who the fuck that is. Oh, he's trolling. Let me get rid of him, man. Let me go ahead. Yeah, man. Put you on ice right quick, man. Put you on ice something. Put you on ice right quick, man.
Over again. Young offenders with prior firearm arrests receiving little to no consequences, getting another gun, and escalating their violence. And that appears to be the case here.
I'm afraid that if we don't change the way our system
shit.
holds...
Him? You remember him? You remember him? Who remembers him, man? Who remembers this guy, man? We did his story a couple years ago, man. You don't remember this guy? Holy shit. This guy's the epitome of a fucking goddamn cucked out fucking fag mayor, man. Democrat mayor, man. Holy shit. He's still the mayor. I'm gonna show you him. We did a story about him a few years ago. Yeah. This shit was funny, man. This fucking guy, man. I wish I had the whole fight. This ain't the whole thing. It's more hilarious when you see the whole thing, but we'll just settle for this right now.
A man is in jail tonight accused of assaulting a plainclothes San Jose police officer who was providing security for the mayor. Cron 4 cameras caught most of the incident. It happened yesterday as one of our reporters was in.
He looking for help. None of them helped him. The security guard's getting his ass kicked. Nobody helped him. That shit was hilarious, yo. The man just wasn't like, nobody helped. They all was just on their phones while he getting his ass kicked. I was like, shit, we pay you to secure us, man. And this dude that was beating his ass, this random black guy that was beating his ass, he wasn't no fucking hell of a dude. He had no hands or nothing like that. He didn't have no hands. He wasn't no good fighter. He's just some random black guy that just, ape, man.
A man is in jail tonight accused of assaulting a plainclothes San Jose police officer who was providing security for the mayor. Cron 4 cameras caught most of the incident. It happened yesterday as one of our reporters was interviewing Mayor Matt Mahan in downtown San Jose. Our Cron 4's Dan Kerman has the latest.
And he was scared to punch. The security guard was scared to punch the black guy. This was like I think right. This was after all the George Floyd shit. This was probably it was still, George Floyd was still lingering. This was before everybody kind of got tired of that shit. This was probably 2023 or something like that. 2022, something like that. Where people was still riding the wave of George Floyd. This shit funny as hell. This some funny shit right here, man.
Attack that's led to the arrest of 35-year-old Wesley Pollard. San Jose police say Pollard has been booked for battering a police officer and resisting arrest with violence. The incident was caught by Cron 4 cameras during a Tuesday evening interview with.
He cussed the mayor out. He walked past while the mayor was giving an interview and cussed him
violence. The incident was caught by Cron 4 cameras during a Tuesday evening interview with San Jose Mayor Matt Mahan at First and San Fernando. As Pollard steps right next to the mayor, both he and the plainclothes San Jose police officer providing security for the mayor informed Pollard that an interview is underway.
So we're doing an interview, sir.
Are you doing an interview? Yeah. Oh, yeah, I'm moving on. I work right there. I'm talking on the phone. You got a problem? Yeah, we're just trying to do. Okay, cool. I appreciate you, Mike. Yeah, Mike.
Pollard uses profanity and tells the officer to mind his own business. What happens next is off camera. It's unclear who touches who first, but Pollard is heard.
It's unclear who touches who first. Doesn't fucking matter. You fucking cucked out fucking asshole reporter. Louis Burrow, he says, why the glider queen didn't jump in and scrap. These people are terrible. They're awful human beings. You see the man getting his ass kicked. It's like 5 of y'all just standing there watching.
Okay, cool. I appreciate you, Mike. Yeah,
Pollard uses profanity and tells the officer to mind his own business.
You see how much of a hero, badass this guy could have been if he jumped in and helped subdue the guy? Because this guy's not a hell of a fighter. When you watch the fight, you can tell he's not. It ain't like he's out there bouncing around, motherfucker throwing combos and shit. He just some random fucking bum ass nigga, right? The man could have stepped in, grabbed him from behind, and they could have held him down till police came. You would have been a badass, man. You'd have You'd been like Mayor Macho Man and shit. You missed your fucking calling, man.
Yeah, you should mind.
Pollard uses profanity and tells the officer to mind his own business. What happens next is off camera. It's unclear who touches who first, but Pollard is heard saying, "I'll smack you right now."
I'll smack you right now, bitch. I will smack you.
9 seconds later, he does just that, hitting the officer in the face and head at least twice. At that point, a scuffle ensues and police are called. Witnesses say at some point, Pollard begins yanking on the officer's tie. After 2 more minutes and police nowhere in sight, a customer from a nearby business.
Yo, people from another business had to come over help. The cameraman, the lady, nobody else. People from another business across the street came over and just like, all right, man, get your bum ass the fuck off of him, man. Get your dumb ass, get your stupid ass the fuck off of him, man. And walk go somewhere.
I will smack you.
9 seconds later, he does just that, hitting the officer in the face and head at least twice. At that point, a scuffle ensues and police are called. Witnesses say at some point, Pollard begins yanking on the officer's tie. After 2 more minutes and police nowhere in sight, a customer from a nearby business comes to the officer's rescue, removing Pollard's hands from the officer's tie and allowing the officer to handcuff him. Police eventually arrived and took Pollard into custody. One person who witnessed the confrontation but didn't want to go on camera says he's not even sure that the suspect knew the mayor was even involved in all of this and was definitely clear that the person did not know that the security person protecting the mayor was actually a San Jose police officer. While Cron 4 has posted an unedited version of the video online, San Jose police point out in a statement the video does not contain the entire incident. In particular, it does not include the officer identifying himself, nor does it include the many attempts he made to de-escalate the situation and avoid using force or taking any enforcement.
Well, he didn't use no force. The force was used against him. All the force was being used against him. All right, let's get back to this fucking shithead mayor, man. This fucking cucked out fucking piece of shit, man. Let's see what he got to say.
Young offenders with prior firearm arrests receiving little to no consequences, getting another gun, and escalating their violence. And that appears to be the case here.
I'm afraid that if we don't change the way our system holds young repeat offenders accountable, we may be providing a perverse incentive for gangs to recruit children at younger and younger ages.
Okay, so the DA's office was also in attendance. The DA saying himself that he's looking to plan a number of serious charges against this 17-year-old suspect, but also a 21-year-old woman who was pushing a stroller with this 17-year-old and then helped him escape after the shooting took place. Obviously, this is all unfolding very quickly here, but the DA was using some strong words tonight, even calling it an act of terrorism in its own right when you're shooting at a mall with thousands of people inside. And earlier today, we talked with 2 workers who were inside the mall at the time. They spoke about how they had so much fear that night and how they are hopeful that this suspect is eventually taken to justice. Fiona Provines and Bella Roy were both working the Black Friday shift at Valley Fair Mall in San Jose when the sound of gunfire erupted.
I hear boom, 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 and I look up and I see a crowd of people start running towards us, and all my coworkers.
What we doing with this, fellas? What we doing with this, man? Smash. He said it. Blacked. Yeah, man. I'll take 2. Yeah, man, they can get it, man. Both of them, man. Both of them, man. Both of them, right?
Fiona Provines and Bella Roy were both working the Black Friday shift at Valley Fair Mall in San Jose when the sound of gunfire erupted.
I hear boom, boom, boom. And I look up and I see a crowd of people start running towards us. And all my coworkers kind of caught along and we all just kind of glanced and we just ran to the back room. I mean, dove just to get some sort of coverage.
Bella is the store's manager. She says at the time, around 6 p.m., their space was packed with customers. The responsibility to execute their lockdown plan became priority number 1.
Worried about everybody's safety, including my own, and it's really hard, I think, to prepare and game plan for that situation and actually act on it when the time comes.
Bella, Fiona, and everyone else inside the store huddled for what they say felt like hours before they evacuated the mall. Eventually, San Jose police elaborated on the details of what happened Friday night, confirming 3 people were shot and taken to the hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. Investigators say this started as a dispute between 2 people on the 2nd floor of the mall outside of the Macy's when one of them opened fire. The other person was struck along with 2 bystanders, a woman and a 16-year-old girl. 72 hours later, on Monday, police...
Look at them white hands, man. Look at those white hands, man. Those aren't brown hands. Those are white hands, man. Look at them white hands, man.
Police announced that they had arrested the person they believe responsible. For Fiona, that news brought some relief.
Kind of lifts a weight off the shoulders knowing that, you know, the person who kind of caused all this disturbance and, you know, kind of ruined Valley Fair's kind of peace. I mean, a situation like that has never happened here.
San Jose police initially reported they believe this was a gang-related incident. The city keeps track of gang-related and motivated incidents on a public dashboard, and so far this year, there have been 109 gang-related incidents in the city's Western Division, which includes Valley Fair Mall. In comparison, this is about the same as last year. However, Bella says that crime of any kind has been rare since she started working at Valley Fair.
Personally, I was always thinking like, oh, this will never happen to me.
And Fiona hopes this shooting doesn't leave the mall with a stained reputation.
Holiday season, that kind of ruins a lot of businesses. I mean, the holidays are one of the most busiest times of the year for malls, and some stores really count on that. And it sucks that now we have this reputation at the moment where shoppers are scared to come and they don't feel safe anymore.
All right, one more time. San Jose police told us just now that they have arrested 2 people they believe that were a part of this. The 17-year-old person they believe was the shooter in this case, and a 21-year-old woman they believe helped this person escape afterwards. But the best news out of all of this, the 3 people who were shot and taken to the hospital, all expected to be okay. They didn't have an exact update if anyone has actually left the hospital at this point, but that is some good news. There was talk, even the mayor said it himself, this could have been a whole lot worse, but they have to get control of what they are calling gang-related violence.
Brad Hamilton, thank you so much.
Oh, man.
I don't want them in our country, I'll be honest with you. Okay? Somebody would say, oh, that's not politically correct. I don't care.
President Trump again takes aim at the Somali community as the flurry of federal investigations focused on Minnesota is expanding. New tonight, immigration applications are now halted for the 19 countries facing a travel ban. That includes Somalia. Thanks for joining us. Twin Cities leaders are preparing for a federal immigration crackdown as soon as this week. CBS News is reporting ICE will launch an operation targeting Somalis with deportation orders who live in Minnesota.
Yo, this is so funny, man. This is so funny. Ilhan Omar been talking. Yo, I think Trump said something very poignant. All they do is bitch. Like, she overplayed her hand. All she does is bitch and moan. You know what I mean? That's all she does about America. And I'm glad Trump said it, man. Fuck you. I resent that shit. You come from a fucking shithole country and you come here and you bitch and moan. Fuck you. Like I said the other day, Ilhan Omar should be driving around in a red pickup truck with a fucking American flag in the fucking in the back window, talking about some yeehaw, not bitching about America every chance she gets. Fucking bastard, fuck her. And I'm glad she and her people can thank her for this. They gonna blame Trump, but it's her fault.
Local leaders say that is only a fraction of the roughly 80,000 Somalis who live here. The Council on American Islamic Relations estimates about 95% of them are U.S. citizens. The mayor of St. Paul cited that number today while he criticized the president.
So what you heard the president say today was that he is incompetent and incapable of being a president for the...
See all that talk right there? The way they talk, I would open up investigation to him. You know he doing something wrong. Press 1. You know he doing something. I would open up investigation to you. All that tough talk, all these Democrats, every time they talk about Trump, they try to go extra tough. All of them are pussies. These are all pussies. None of these Democrats are tough people. None of them served. None of them, maybe Mark Kelly, but he's a fucking fake astronaut too, so he's a piece of shit. But very few of the Democrats served in the armed forces. The black ones, they not really ghetto. They just fake ghetto. These are pussies, man. And they always got some tough talk. Extra tough talk.
So what you heard the president say today was that he is incompetent and incapable of being a president for the people of the United States because he just said out loud that he despises Americans.
We have team coverage tonight, including reaction from the Somali community and a look at how activist groups are planning to keep members safe in the potential face-off with federal agents. First, here's a look at what led up to this point. On November 19th, a conservative website claimed Minnesota Somalis involved in fraud schemes funneled stolen money to the terror group Al-Shabaab. That allegation has not been verified or proven. Prosecutors have charged about 80 members of Minnesota's Somali American community with defrauding the state. The plots included stealing from programs that fed kids, provided housing, and treated autism. None of the suspects has been charged with funding terrorism. On November 21st, Minnesota Republican lawmakers cited that report in a request for a federal investigation. That same night, President Trump posted that he was ending temporary protected status for Somalis in Minnesota. That would impact roughly 430 people in the state. On Thanksgiving Day, Trump ordered visas for 19 countries, including Somalia, to be re-examined. Fast forward to today and the news about the immigration enforcement targeting.
How many people would that affect? The visas.
Trump ordered visas for 19 countries, including Somalia, to be re-examined. Fast forward to today and the news about the immigration enforcement targeting undocumented Somalis. Tonight, Uba Ali was there as Twin Cities leaders shared a message of support with the Somali community.
Uba Ali. Look at her with her fucking headdress on and shit. You ain't gotta wear that shit over here, you stupid bitch. Press 1. You fucking moron. You don't even have to wear it over here. You got freedom over here, you dumbass. They so militant and anti-American, they turn their oppression into a badge of honor when they come here. Press 1. They have to wear that shit over there. Over here, you don't have to wear it. You dumbass. But you trying to be extra like anti-American, and you wearing some stupid shit on your head, you fucking moron. Salute to Louis Barrow, man. He said, we demand appearance of Miss Oh shit, man. No, man. No, we ain't doing that. Not on purpose. You already seen my kids, man. Good.
Frank, despite worries circulating inside the heart of the Somali business district, aisles were busy. People were shopping. That's the energy business owners say they are fighting to protect.
And she got good hair, too. You hiding that good hair. Black woman, goddamn African-American FBA woman, killed to have that type of hair. And you hiding it. Press 1. These nappy-headed hoes over here wish they had that shit you got. You hiding it under a goddamn hijab. Goddamn fool. Shout out to my man Adolf, man. Adolf diversity. Adolf diversity in the building.
If you walk through the Somali Mall, what you see isn't fear. It's culture on display and the smell of authentic food.
More safe, business booming, you know?
Yeah, because they citizens. You know, thank God. Thank God for y'all not faking like the wait till the white liberals come up there. The white liberals gonna try to act like, oh, we have to hide. Everyone's hiding. Nobody's hiding. I live in a town full of Hispanics. None of them are fucking hiding. That's all white liberal bullshit propaganda. Press 1. Nobody's fucking hiding. These Somalis are citizens, man. That's why we just don't want no more. Trump saying we don't want no more. The ones we can get rid of, we want to get rid of. And we not taking no more. Okay? So you don't have to hide if you're a citizen. We just don't want any more, you fuckers. But one thing about it though, they be having babies like shit. They be spitting babies out. They spit babies out like sea turtles, man. They like fucking human sea turtles, man. They just spit out babies, man.
For some, the president's recent rhetoric isn't moving them.
I'm not worried about anything, I'll be honest with you. We're part of this guy.
See? He ain't worried about nothing, man. He probably a citizen, so he don't have to worry about nothing. We don't want no more, you fuckers. I can tell you that much. And if you over here on a visa, we definitely try to get rid of you. If there's any way we can get rid of you, we can, man. We're going to try to. You better be on your best behavior, goddamn fucking Goth Ali. His name is Goth. Hey, that's a cool name, Goth, man. Hey, my roommate in college was Goth, man. First one. Only one, because he's a white guy. The nigga smelled like fucking hell. That nigga smelled, he was the worst smelling person in the history of all mankind. I had stuck with that motherfucker. He was the worst smelling person in the history of the world. He was Goth. Forgot his name. Forgot that nigga's name too, man. That's crazy. I forgot that white boy's name. But he was cool though. He was a good person though. He was a good person. He was a good guy. He was worst smoker in the history of the world.
We don't care what the people says.
But for others, the pressure is real.
I've been here since 19.
I wish he smelled like a wet dog. He smelled like a wet dog covered in rotten cheese. He smelled like a wet dog who took a bath in rotten cheese water.
'94. I was only 3 years old when I came, and this is my home, and this has got to stop.
You came here to harass us? A few people here say they even noticed what they believe to be federal agents circling around the property today, but authorities haven't confirmed that.
It looks like you're harassing them. Press 1. You're harassing them. From your footage, and we can only go by your footage, you uploaded the footage. What it looks like you're harassing them. Now, if they were harassing you, show us. From your footage, it looks like you're harassing him.
And this has got to stop.
You came here to harass us? A few people here say they even noticed what they believe to be federal agents circling around the property today, but authorities haven't confirmed that. Still, the mall hasn't skipped a beat.
And said, I didn't tell him. What do you mean I didn't tell him? Everybody who ever came in the room told him. Motherfucker, he stunk so bad, he made me stink just from being in the room with him. In college, they assign you your roommate. You don't get to choose. You don't get to choose your roommate. They assign you that. You don't get to choose it. It's not like you know motherfuckers and shit. You just showing up and you don't know anybody. I mean, I went to the summer program, so I knew a couple of kids, but you don't know people. Like, you don't know, like when the fall semester start, you don't know anybody. You just got a roommate. You got somebody and that's your roommate. Salute to Gals from Below. It says wet dog covered in rotten cheese. Salute, you're rolling. Yeah, he was a wet dog covered in rotten cheese juice. Rotten cheese juice. And fucking, yo, he was the worst person ever I smelled in the history of the world. But he was a good person, though. He was nice. He didn't talk much, which was good. He wasn't there a lot. But he was always dressed in goth, and he was always like, black, dark clothes, and, chains and shit, and like, you know what I'm saying? Like, fucking all types of shit, God, he smelled awful. I mean, God, he had friends too, and it was like, yo, they must smell too. But I hate to talk. I don't like talking about people bad that I encountered in the past, or people that I don't like talking about people bad like that. You know what I'm saying? But just that shit just brought back memories, man. Because I hadn't thought about him. I hadn't thought about that guy probably since I left. Because I only roomed with him for 1 year. I got an apartment after that. After that freshman year, I got me an apartment. But yeah, he just was the worst smelling person in the history of the world. It just is what it is, man. These are things you endure in life, man. It reminds me of like, damn, I went through that. Damn, I endured that. And you can't do nothing. Like, you can't. Your room, it's very hard to change. I was never there though in the room. I was always out. I slept there though. I couldn't even bring girls there because it smelled so bad. He smelled so bad. Like, he just was just awful. Like, It just there's no other way to describe it, man. It's like when I'm thinking about the smell, it's like a rank, like a cheese, a deep cheese. So it hit you like cheese. It hit you like the sharpest, oldest cheese you ever in life, but it stink worse than that. It's worse than that. It's a funk. It's not appetizing. It's like a funk. And it's heavy. It's like sharp. It's piercing. It's not like a must. You know how must is like heavy on you? This thing is like sharp. Like a sharp smell. It cuts. He said, I didn't even get it. Listen, man. I was traumatized. I had to deal with that shit. May you be around a fucking rancid motherfucker like that. Please. I hope you Osa. I hope you get to meet a white person like that, man. So you can understand, man. I pray, man. I pray for you, man. See, niggas is musty, man. You around niggas, you around Nigerians and niggas, man. They musty. It's a different kind of smell, man. Mustiness, and like when the nigga underarms stink, it's musty. It's a different smell when a white boy stinking. When a white boy just play ball, it's a wet dog. But when he don't never ever take a shower and all his shoes and all his clothes stink, and he never shower and he never ever shower, that's a different than a wet dog. It's a cheese smell. It's funky. Listen, it ain't nothing like niggas. Niggas, we smell musty. We like, we play ball and shit. We come back, it's musty. It's like, damn, nigga, you stink like shit. But it ain't sharp. It's heavy. Telling you, man, that nigga, he just traumatized me, man, with his name. Get rid of all these motherfucking goddamn fucking whatever the fuck they are. All these fucking what's his name? Goth Ali. Get rid of all these Somalians, man. He brought up trauma, man. He brought back some trauma, man. Get rid of all of them, man. With all these Somalians, man. He said it was his feet. I got me an apartment the next year, man. Woo! Apart now, I see why they call it apartment. You get apart from motherfuckers, man. Move apart from people. I'm a apartment. I'm apart and I meant it. I moved apart from them and I meant it. Fuck that.
We're part of this country.
I've never had Somalian food. You said their food is very nice. I've never had their food. I've had Ethiopian food. I'm not a big fan of Ethiopian food at all. I'm not a big fan at all. I'm not a big fan of Ethiopian food at all, but I know that bread, that injera, and then you rip it and you pick the other shit up. I'm too American now. I can't even eat Nigerian food like that, man. I can't eat like traditional Nigerian food, man. I eat my shit with a fork, man. I eat my Nigerian food with a fork. They be eating that shit with their hand. I be like, nah, man, give me a motherfucking fork, man. I need a fork. Fuck a fork, I need a fork. These motherfuckers, they always got some shit where they eat with their hands. They always rip it. See, when I eat with my hands, I like eating chicken wings and crabs and shit like that. Don't get me wrong. But you got a fork gotta be right there, man. Even when I eat Chipotle, man, like I eat a burritos, tacos, and shit. Don't get me wrong, but they always want to eat their shit and that shit. I hate the way they eat, man. I ain't gonna lie, man. I hate the way Africans eat with their hands, man. That shit annoys me, man. I eat jollof with a fork, man. I had jollof yesterday. My wife made some, man. She don't use palm oil though. She used peppers and shit. She made it for Thanksgiving because I be liking jollof rice on Thanksgiving. Eat that shit with a fork. I eat everything. I eat fufu with a fork. I eat fufu with a fork. I eat any Nigerian dish because I didn't grow up eating Nigerian dishes, right? I didn't eat a Nigerian dish till I till I went to Africa when I was 15. I don't eat that. I didn't grow up eating that shit. And then I didn't eat it again until only when I was around Africans, right? Which is, here and there, right? So I eat that shit with a fucking fork, nigga. Or a spoon, nigga. I'm American, nigga. Give me a fucking fork and a knife and a spoon, motherfucker. See, I ain't ashamed of that shit. I'm American, man. I ain't ashamed of that shit, man. They try to make you feel like you ashamed of it, like something wrong. Motherfucker, I want a fork, motherfucker. Give me a fork. Oh, you eat it like this. No, you eat it like this. No, motherfucker, we ain't like shit. And we damn sure ain't eating out the same motherfucking bowl, motherfucker. We damn sure ain't eating out the same motherfucking bowl, man. Yeah, man. We definitely ain't eat out the same motherfucking bowl. You put your hand in my bowl, nigga, you might pull back a nub, nigga. You want to pull back a nub. You eat it like this. Like, nah, motherfucker, you don't eat shit like that. Only thing you eat like this is pussy. Press one. Shit, Trump been done stopped the Nigerians from coming over here. He did that his first term. Welcome to the club, welcome to the club, Somalians.
We don't care what the people says.
But for others, the pressure is real.
I've been here since 1994. I was only 3.
Okay, and that's great. And you ain't fucking that's 30 years, man. You still wearing this shit on your head? You still wearing that shit on your head? I'm sorry, man. She not black, man. She's something else. Press one, man. You ain't black, bitch. You something else, man. You like a motherfucking hybrid bitch and shit, man. I don't know what the fuck you is, man. You ain't black. You ain't no Keisha. You ain't no LaQuanda, man. You ain't no Dejanay, man. You ain't no Tasha, man. You motherfucker, you something else, bitch.
Years old when I came, and this is my home, and this has got to stop.
You came here to harass us? A few people here say they even noticed what they believe to be federal agents circling around the property today, but authorities haven't confirmed that. Still, the mall hasn't skipped a beat. And while we were speaking to business owners, the city's
Look at these two cucks. I remember they ran him off of the. Who remember when they ran him out of the? He was at some BLM march. They ran his ass out of it. They ran. These fucking Democrat mans are all pussies, man. They're all a bunch of pussies, man. Yo, they ran, watch how they ran your man out of there. He thought he was down.
My own shortcomings, and I know there needs to be deep-seated structural reform in terms of how the department operates. The systemically racist system.
He went down there and threw the cops under the bus and tried to fucking pander to the niggas. This was like right after Floyd. And them niggas chased his ass up out of there. They chased his pandering ass up out of there.
My own shortcomings, and I know there needs to be deep-seated structural reform in terms of how the department operates. The systemically racist system needs to be revamped. The police union needs to be put in its place. We need to make sure that everything from the union contract to the way that the arbitration functions to the way that the officers and the culture of the department behaves.
Jacob Fry, we have a yes or no question for you. Jacob Fry, we have a yes or no question for you. Yes or no, will you commit to defunding Minneapolis Police Department? What did I say?
Yo, this is a crazy time, man. We can never go back to this, man. We can never go back to this, man. The inmates were truly running the asylum. Press 1, man. The inmates were truly running the asylum. We can never go back to this, man. Ever, man. We gotta stamp this shit out, man. Like, we gotta, Trump, man, turn up even more. Even more. Once they shocked and appalled, they like the pearl clutch, right? We gonna give them something to pearl clutch about.
Commit to defunding Minneapolis Police Department. What did I say? We don't want no more police. We don't want people with guns toting around in our community, shooting us down. Will you defund the Minneapolis Police Department? All right, be quiet, y'all. Be quiet, because it's important that we actually hear this. It's important that we hear this, because if y'all don't know, he's up for re-election next year. If y'all don't know, he's up for re-election next year. And if he says no, guess what the fuck we gonna do next year?
You're doing that regardless.
Get the fuck out of here! Go! Go, Go home, Jacob, go home. Go home, Jacob, go home. Go home, Jacob, go home. Shame, 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 shame,
And the worst part, the shit he was saying about the police, yo, he went down there and basically just shitted on the police. He took a big wet diarrhea shit on the police, right? And they still made him walk in shame. Oh. If you can't see, he right here. That's it right here. What is this? His little game. That's it right here.
Listen, hey y'all, fuck him, fuck him.
Fuck him. Fuck him. Hey, yo, listen. I know he was probably scared he was going to get attacked. I promise you. He was scared he was going to get attacked. If somebody would have just sucker punched him, man, that's probably what he thought was going to happen. He probably thought somebody was going to throw something at him or sucker punch him. And then who knows what would happen, because this is a mob. This is a mob right here. This isn't a protest. This is a mob. If somebody would have threw something at him, pelted him upside the head, he lucky nobody hit him with something. Because if somebody would have threw something at him, it would have just been like fucking barrage of fucking shit. He might not have made it out of there alive. If somebody would have swung on him, he might not have made it out of there alive. He still got a long way to walk too. He right here. He right here. He got all the way. he got like another 2-3 blocks to walk to get the fuck out of this shit.
I've never seen that was Go home! Go home, Jacob! Go home! Go home, Jacob! Go home! Go home!
Oh, you missed your. Oh man, you should have snuffed them. That was right there. Y'all snuff old ladies, old Asian ladies and shit. 79-year-old Asian ladies, y'all will snuff them. Look, we got 3 niggas right here that just missed their calling, man. I know when he walked right here, he was scared as shit when he walked through this part. This is the rough neighborhood. This is like walking in Harlem. It's like when you come up from Tribeca in Soho, and you're like, damn, I'm in Harlem. Oh, shit. He's like, oh, shit, I'm in Harlem. Oh, shit. The fuck happened? This one right, he looked like he was thinking about it, though, because he ain't making eye contact. And this one, he looked like he was thinking about it, too. They know their role, man. Sons know their role. You the puncher, the goddamn. You there for violence, man. Sons know their role. He look like, damn, man. It is, man. How much time you get for fucking punching the mayor, man? I'm on probation, man. It wouldn't have mattered though. Hey, listen. Here's the thing. None of them dudes would have did no time. In this time, 2020, you punched the mayor. It's like a week after George Floyd happened. You punched the mayor, man. You're not doing no time. Y'all niggas fucked up, man. Look at all these people with their masks on. Look at all these idiots. These morons, man. Talk about like look at them all together. Look at it's a sea of them out there, and they're like wearing masks and shit. Bullshitting. Where the social distance at? Nobody social distancing. These are the type of people that would snitch on you, report you and shit if you didn't get the jab, man. These are the type of people that are fucking cut you off. You wouldn't be their friend if you don't get the jab. The jab. Look at this shit, man. They would have definitely gotten off, dog. It wouldn't have had no time. If this dude would have just snuffed them, bing! And once that would have happened, it would have turned up. The temperature would have raised. The mob would have just... He might not have made it out there alive, man. Look at a brother like, damn. That brother regretting. He like, shit. He regret that. She like, fuck. I choked. He like, damn, I choked. I bitched out, man. I choked up, man. I didn't do my calling, man. I'm down here. All these white liberals, they done made the motherfucking salute to Eric S. Ock Nation Hall of Famer coming through once again. Eric S. in the building. The white liberals did their part. They down there. They got the permit and shit. White liberals got the permit. They made the signs. Look at the signs. The signs. White liberals made all the signs. They got the permit. They bought all the bullhorns. They bought the microphone and the speakers. Nigga, all you had to do was snuff the mayor. You ain't even do your job, man. You bitch ass nigga, man. Look at this dude right here. You a bitch too. Like you ain't got your mask on, man. What's going on? You took your mask off and shit. You supposed to snuff the mayor. See, the mayor, man. He's supposed to snuff the mayor, man. What's wrong with all these signs, man? Minnesota, man. What's going on, man? I know Minnesota got some real G's, man. One of y'all was supposed to snuff this mayor, man. It was 2020, man.
Shame, 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 shame.
Oh, you bitch ass thing. You ain't snuffing. You also bing. He was in that air. Right on his shit. Bing. Right on his shit, man. Come on, man. Yeah, he's still the mayor. Yeah, he survived, man. He survived, man.
Shame, 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 shame.
Oh, yeah, I do something. Okay. This guy right here, he threw something.
This is CNN Breaking News.
We do begin with breaking news. We want to welcome our viewers in the United States and all around the world. You're watching New Day, and it has been a painful night of violence and protest in Minneapolis. At this hour, fires are still burning on the south side of Minneapolis after protesters took to the streets.
Look at this shit. Nobody went to jail for that shit. Think about this. Nobody was punished for any of this. The people who did this are still walking around like nothing happened. The white liberals, they went back to their jobs and shit, their tech startups and shit. The niggas, they got arrested for something else. Niggas got arrested for something else later on. They kept doing crime and shit. But they ain't get arrested for this, though.
To demand justice for George Floyd, the unarmed, handcuffed black man who pleaded with a police officer to let him breathe as the officer pinned him to the pavement with a knee to his neck. The city's mayor is urging people to leave the area, and he has reportedly asked the governor to call in the National Guard.
The Minneapolis mayor also says he does not understand why.
Tell me if you hear it. Tell me if you hear it. Press 1 when you hear it.
As the officer pinned him to the pavement with a knee to his neck. The city's mayor is urging people to leave the area, and he has reportedly asked the governor to call in the National Guard.
The Minneapolis mayor also says he does not understand why the police officer responsible for Floyd's death has not been charged. Overnight, police did use tear gas to disperse the crowds. At least one man is dead this morning. The circumstances still under investigation. Police say he was shot and killed outside a pawn shop near the demonstrations. CNN's Omar Jimenez live.
Yeah, they was asking for the National Guard. We need a National Guard, man.
On the scene. Omar, you've been up all night watching these developments. Tell us what's happening now.
Well, John, frankly, Minneapolis is waking up to parts of its city on fire, parts like where we are standing right now, basically across the street from the Minneapolis Police 3rd Precinct, which has really been the central location for these protests. Protests that, as you can see, devolved into riots and multiple structures on fire. You just, as we pan over, you see the smoke billowing across the entire southeast Minneapolis area here. And this, as smoldering and as on fire as it is, when we first got here, right before that or so, this was a 2-story building. There was a whole other section that was completely engulfed in flames and then eventually collapsed. Now you go across the street from this building. You see how the police are set up in the middle of the road right here. They had formed a little bit of a roadblock to prevent people from going across the street into literally what was an active scene of fire this morning. And then across the street is the parking lot where you see some grocery stores that have been looted. And again, this is what happened as the protests began, largely peaceful in at least 2 locations across this city, and then devolved into riots. Now you go into the central reason that we are seeing these protests. It is for the death of George Floyd, but also how that death unfolded. We have seen that while the officers were fired pretty quickly, the 4 officers involved within 24 hours of this happening, the family says they want more than that. And that is a mentality that we have seen echoed throughout the protesters. We have seen the mayor of Minneapolis chime in on that as well, saying that these officers needs to be charged, and at least the arresting one, he does not understand why that officer is not behind bars. We do know the investigation is still playing out at the FBI level, at the state level and beyond, trying to gather all the facts. But
we reminiscing tonight, man. The good old days, man. Hit the like button, man. Take the $5 challenge. Support the channel via PayPal, Cash App, or Super Chat. Take the $5 challenge. Support the channel. We reminiscing, man. We reminiscing in this bitch.
every minute that goes by without at least an announcement of either some charges or not, the people here grow restless. And again, the central point is how George Floyd went from, in a matter of minutes, pleading for help to what eventually became an eternal silence.
Earlier today, we'll show you some of the pictures of what went on. There were flashbangs thrown by the police. There was tear gas. That was in reaction to water bottles being thrown at police, and then eventually firecrackers at the police precincts, as well as eventually folks throwing things and breaking the windows, some of the windows of the precinct. But police responded in force. They came out, flanked the entire side of their precincts, and you saw chaos just erupt. People were running. There was it looked like the same picture as I have covered protests around the world, the same picture that we saw, for example, in the early days in Ferguson, although there were not the military style vehicles that were used in that particular protest. Instead, what you saw is protesters, for example, moving things like huge garbage cans into the way, police walking in a line, trying to push people back, and that constant back and forth between police and protesters. A lot of the protesters with their hands up. That's just become, the chant in the United States, the hands up, don't shoot. And so what you're seeing is absolute frustration, absolute angst and anguish, and
absolute stealing, absolute looting, absolute TV shopping, flat screen TV shopping, absolute hair care product shopping. I wonder how much money and hair products niggas stole during this time. I bet you go down to motherfucking black, you can't find no Just For Me, nobody, nowhere in this motherfucker. No goddamn shea butter, no goddamn pink oil. What's that shit called? I used to have the pink shit. I forgot. I used to have that shit. In a pink bottle and shit. Shit don't do nothing for your hair. It's like putting lotion in your hair. It's the dumbest thing in the world. Whatever that shit was. Yeah, sunscreen was you go down to sunscreen now, that junk was fully stocked. Yeah, all the wave caps gone, all the grease and shit. And, they don't sell weave at Target. If they did, oh Lord.
Anger over this video, and this is just one in a string of things that has happened in.
Motherfuckers are coming in. Look, these motherfuckers are coming in. Like nobody was getting arrested. There was no consequences. Look at people coming in like the store open. Look at these
and this is just one in a string of things that has happened in the Minneapolis, St. Paul area. They've had some other incidents where Black men have been killed by officers. And this is just one in a string of that. But this video is so excruciating to watch. It is so painful to watch, no matter, sort of where you land on the spectrum of what you think happened. You actually see a man die right there in front of your face. And so there's been such an emotional reaction to this. You saw mothers, fathers, you saw grandparents out there today, as well as in some cases some children. And then later on in the evening, things changed. As night fell, I was outside watching as suddenly the flashbangs and the back and forth got very serious. We saw what appeared to be Molotov cocktails that were sort of sitting, and we were waiting to see what the protesters were going to do with those. The rest of the group of protesters are sort of standing back and having that conversation and yelling at police. And then suddenly a fire broke out. Fire broke out at the AutoZone, and it was engulfing the entire, you could see the smoke just billowing. That particular store is right across the street from the 3rd precinct, the police precinct here in Minneapolis, where people had been protesting. On top of that, you saw people break into eventually a wine and spirit store, and suddenly, a dozen people went in and started taking things out, looting that store, and then all hell broke loose, for lack of a better word, at the Target, where we saw people going in and just taking cartloads of things out of Target, putting that in their cars. It turned into a melee, and a reaction that, some people at the very beginning of this who were out there in the daytime, some elders who were out there in the daytime, African-American leaders, saying, please don't do this. Please don't let this deteriorate. Violence begets violence. But there is a way to go about this. But there are others who were saying, we are so angry, you can fix stores and you can repair windows, but you can't bring back this life. And
you can't bring back this life. George Floyd, man. Jeez. Floyd.
We're here inside CNN Center. We're just in the last 10 minutes. Demonstrators have started to come up and down this thoroughfare of Marietta and break out windows of CNN Center.
Nah, defund the police. Why? Hold on, man. Defund the police, though. This is CNN's studio. This is their building, man. Defund these police, man. Come on, CNN. Defund the police. That nigga scared. He's scared. You can hear the fear. You can hear him trembling. As woke as CNN is, these niggas about to break up in CNN and fucking do some damage.
We're here inside CNN Center. We're just in the last 10 minutes. Demonstrators have started to come up and down this thoroughfare of Marietta and break out windows of CNN Center. It was just a short time ago that they started shooting what appeared to be BBs at us. I was struck with a BB pellet. It's unreal to witness here, Chris. This police line, we just saw an officer extracted. An officer was down. We don't know exactly how they were injured. Another officer here that was standing on these steps took some glass in the arm. These demonstrators are ready to confront these law enforcement officers. You have law enforcement in heavy tactical gear, protesters that are, clearly ready. You just see something else happen there. Another demonstrator threw what appeared to be a large object at one of those SWAT officers.
And none of these niggas getting arrested. Look at all these niggas. None of these niggas got arrested. None of these niggas. This, we can never go back, man. We can never go back to this time, man. CNN fucking proliferating, defund the police on their airwaves. But when the mob came down to CNN studios, this nigga standing behind a fucking row of police. We can never let them have power again, man. We can never let them have power again. I don't have a big enough platform. Shout out to Black Conservative Perspective, because he's doing the Lord's work. I don't see too many other conservatives doing anything. Mark Dice is doing good. Matt Walsh is doing good shit. That's about it. Everybody else talking about conspiracy theories and fucking wild ass, fucking loony ass, fucking conspiracy bullshit. But yeah. Can never go back to this, man.
They're throwing signs at the police officers, and they're not showing any sign of dispersing. And about 15 minutes ago, they gave an order from the armored vehicles that had shown up here just outside. Those images, I'm not sure if you're looking at them. They gave the demonstrators an order to disperse. It was then that we saw more show up in tactical gear, tear gas masks, and that's when we heard over the radio that this was happening. They've broken out the windows here and are continuing to throw objects. There's just another projectile fired, appear to be a full water bottle. But there are officers that we can report. At least 2 officers have been injured. One of them, it appeared to be seriously injured. He was being dragged out. You could see what's left behind of this glass, the glass partition that separates the street. These demonstrators are now launching something that appears to be some sort of smoke grenade that they're throwing inside CNN Center right now. They're kicking it back out, guys. This is live happening in front of your eyes. They've just thrown, I think, Powerade or some sort of Gatorade or liquid, guys, on the officer.
Look at this shit, and the officers can't do shit because George Floyd. They can't do nothing because George Floyd died. They scared to touch these niggas. They scared to touch these niggas because George Floyd died, man. Come on, man. We can never go back to this shit, man. This shit is unconscionable. Shout out to Gary Goose. Gary Goose in the building. I second that emotion, Gary. That would be nice, man. We get some people to take the $5 challenge, man. We reminiscing, man. Listen, man, this shit, I covered this shit extensively when it happened. When this shit was going on, I covered this shit extensively. I was covering this shit 8-9 hours a day in my car. I covered this shit extensively. This shit is
These officers are being confronted, and these demonstrators, they know what's on the other side of this. They've been warned. These officers have already fired or deployed tear gas into the crowd. We saw another with a long gun fire what appeared to be a rubber bullet at another demonstrator who had thrown a large object. You see these demonstrators are...
Look at somebody on the other side could just shoot and you would never be able to tell who it was. Somebody on the other side could just shoot into these cops and you would never be able to tell.
walking inside CNN Center at this point.
This is horrible police training. They always complain about training. Where the fuck is the training here? How can you not see? How can you allow it to be where you can't see who's on the other side?
It seems as though this man might be detained. He's being detained.
Ain't nothing gonna happen to him. He gave himself up. Ain't nothing gonna happen to that nigga.
Let's see if we can talk to him.
Let's see if we can talk to him. Are you fucking kidding me? Let's see if we can talk to him.
Another rock just thrown there at police. We're right behind the police line. These are very large objects. Police being hit. This demonstrator, let's see if we could ask him why he was here, guys. Hey, why did you show up here today? Why are you here? Why did you come here? What made you show up?
There needs to be change. Here in our country, it's not black, white. Officers need to be trained better.
You took me off the air?
No, Nick, you're still there. You okay?
Hey, yeah, okay, yeah, sorry. I didn't know if I was taken off the air. This is a live active situation.
What did he say? I couldn't hear all
heard
of it.
that there. I was trying to get an interview with the demonstrator. He said he wanted police can do better. Police can do better. I'm here for change. We've heard the chants of no justice, no peace. Another large object just thrown there at CNN. This is our home, Chris, you know. This is where we come to work every day. Journalists who are trying to tell the truth, trying to deliver information. It's one of the noble parts about society, and these demonstrators have decided to come here today to take out their frustration and their anger, not just on the police, but it seems on our CNN Center as well. These police officers now are advancing. They're grouped together as those objects continue to fly, being blocked by SWAT team shields. There appears to be one person in front of the demonstrators, Chris. I don't know if you can make him out on camera. He's got a white bandana on with his shirt off. He's trying to keep his crowd back and to try. It appears as though this is happening right live in front of us, that they're understanding the gravity of the situation here and what might escalate next.
So, Nick,
as this is happening, you're seeing just next to us, Chris, they're taking objects out of McCormick and Smicks to try to remove large objects away from the demonstrators.
Right.
Go ahead, Chris.
Nick, are the cops that are inside the CNN Center the only cops that are there, or are there more cops on the backside of this crowd?
No. We're giving you a different vantage point, a different perspective. There's a larger police presence, but what has happened here in the last 20 minutes is as the demonstrators were pushed out in front of the big red letters out there in front of CNN Center, pushed into the main intersection, they started to move, sort of down more towards Centennial Olympic Park. And they took advantage of police not being in this area. They started to throw rocks at these windows. And it was just before we joined you live on air that this situation unfolded. It is unreal to see this. I know I keep using that word, but you never think something like this is going to happen here. Atlanta has been historically a city that, has held demonstrations, even during the rash of police shooting of African-American men in 2015. This was a city that held large demonstrations, but they were by and large peaceful. This is nothing but.
Now, how long has this been going on, Nick?
They've been here since 3 o'clock this afternoon. We understand it was, a smaller crowd which gathered this afternoon, and it was about 7 o'clock that we started to get alerts from our national desk that.
Why aren't these Democrats social distancing, man? Why aren't these Democrats, taking precautions to keep their neighbors safe from the pandemic?
They were throwing projectiles out in front of CNN Center, doing graffiti. We showed up about a half hour later, and within minutes, things took a turn. Here comes another object being thrown by a demonstrator in a mask. Now more reinforcements being brought in, coming behind our photographer, William Walker. What's going on, Kevin?
So what they're doing is
they're calling for more shields, guys. Things are getting really bad out here, Chris.
Nick, what they're going to do is they're going to create what they call a phalanx, okay? They're going to create an angle of these shields. And what they're going to then have to make a decision to do is to either hold, which is they expect these windows to be broken and people to advance. And this is going to be the line that the officers draw, that you will not come any further than this. The decision that's more complicated for them is whether or not to move forward, because they only have where this
is scared of me. This pussy would never be caught dead around all these niggas. Press 1. He would never be caught dead around all these niggas if it wasn't for this situation. He nigga would. He would see these niggas and skate his ass the other way. He'd hang 10 and fucking turn his ass around.
White guy with the skateboard is standing. That's the only way out of the building for them. And they will not fit through there.
Yeah, that's right.
And that is a very dangerous thing to do. So they are doing a stand and hold right now. What are you hearing?
Well, it's pretty clear that these officers are nervous. They're seeing this situation de-escalate. They're trying to, as you say, hold this line here. And to the credit of the police officers so far, we have seen them not use much force while they've been having these large objects.
Well, yeah, while they're getting pelted with fucking stones and fucking chunks of concrete. Credit to the police for not doing anything. What the fuck?
It's thrown at them. They are establishing their presence right now. There's no doubt about it.
They ain't establishing shit. They ain't establishing no motherfucking thing. Salute to Savrix, man. Remember, for 23 months, he says, Old Yeller, the revolutionaries. Rabid beings. Yeah, man. These people are fucking awful, man. Salute to Savrix. Savrix in the building. Osa says, looks like it sure does. It sure does. And they did this like 9,000 times during these riots, during this period. I mean 900. They did like 900 of these shits like this. And nobody got charged with nothing. Motherfuckers got paid. New York paid these motherfuckers, the protesters, $10,000 a piece. They sued the city. Nobody got nothing. Nobody paid it. No one was brought to anything. I wish Trump, because look, you can see all these niggas. Like, I wish he would go back and fucking retroactively charge all these motherfuckers. We got bigger fish to fry. Man. We got bigger fish to fry.
About that, holding this line here, Chris. And, we're watching it happen right in front of us.
Well, they are preparing for what they anticipate to be a rush of the building.
But you can, like, look at this fucker that just came by and threw something. You can see him. Look at this.
Preparing for what they anticipate
to
be a rush of the building.
Damn, you can see his face. His face is
anticipate to be a rush of the building.
You lucky son of a bitch. I keep missing you. Anyway,
Red Beans putting on this individual here in front of you, and the man with the skateboard. You've got, weapons pointed at him. This is just so sad to see happen here.
Now, that's what the umbrella is about, is to try to block the officer's vision of what's going on. The question becomes, once this guy with the skateboard succeeds and breaks the window, what does it mean to the crowd? Is that the satisfaction they want, or are they going to try to advance? And God forbid they do, you're going to have a very different situation.
Well, we'll be live right here covering it all, Chris. We're right behind the police line. They're clearly, the officers are outnumbered. Those demonstrators are going back, they're very deep, going back towards Centennial Olympic Park. I feel as though I believe I just heard what I thought was a taser deployed. I don't see anyone, though, that was on the other end of it. You're seeing more shields, more reinforcements come into that line. Police officers telling their colleagues, directing them to where they need more reinforcement. We're seeing now more demonstrators come to the front. They seem like they're antsy, Chris. They seem like they're ready to charge. This is not a good look. This is not a good sign here for these officers on the other side of it. And certainly not for the demonstrators who are coming towards us.
All right, so Nick, let's just go through this.
Here's the thing. If any one of these protesters get hurt at this time in 2020, the officers would have gotten fired. The officers would have gotten ridiculed and criticized. And the people who did it would have not gotten charged. We can never go back to this time. This is lawlessness. It's shocking. And I covered this extensively, and I'm still shocked. My jaw is on the floor watching this, how lawless everybody was complicit. Like, these cops don't have to put up with this shit, but they're getting orders from their fucking captain and their fucking sergeants and their chief to do this shit. This is lawlessness.
It's one step at a time. First, you and the team have a secondary location for you. If they come through here and the police start going, you have a way to get up the stairs?
We absolutely do. We've managed to put ourselves in a position where, our viewers can see what's going on, though, we know safety, and there's no story worth risking your life over, Chris. We know that. I've got a daughter and a wife I want to get home to tonight.
You got a beautiful family. I see them all.
Yeah, these niggas will kill your ass. They killed a lot of people during these riots too. These mobs, they will kill your ass too.
Time, you're a lucky man. You just make sure that the team has a place to go. You can always report later. And again, this is a tough situation because you have a small opening. And if they break the other window, then you have a bigger opening for the protesters to come in, although that would be a really, really dangerous thing for them to do. And then you also have another option for the officers to try to move the line farther outside CNN. The big question becomes, Nick, do we have any way of knowing what's happening with that crowd outside in terms of policing? Or is this it? Just these cops here? You said there's a larger police presence. Where?
There is a larger police presence, just east of me here, Chris. You have the majority of those officers here. That's where the reinforcements are coming from. The crowd is, we hate to give these estimates because we haven't talked to police, but there was over 1,000 people here, perhaps even closer to 2,000 people here. Officers outnumbered. They did bring in those reinforcements, the SWAT team, members of the bomb squad, state patrol, local police officers, plain clothes. They've given these orders already to these demonstrators to disperse. They were starting to gear up with tear gas masks, ready to deploy tear gas, when all of a sudden these windows started breaking and those projectiles continue to fly in the direction.
Shout out to Barry B. Barry B is in the building. Shout out to Barry B. Eric S. says, I'm going to have nightmares watching these videos from 2020. It's the nightmare I'm having is like how everybody's complicit. Like this fucking ragtag mob of fucking misfits and degenerates and losers couldn't take over CNN's building today. This shit couldn't even get off the ground. Like, they would immediately be rounded up and arrested. Like, they wouldn't even try this shit today. That's what I'm saying. Like, you can't let, even though I'm happy this happened, I'm so happy this happened. I'm so happy this happened to CNN. At the same time, like this type of lawlessness, they were doing this everywhere, all across. They were doing this anywhere they felt like doing it, right? They could have went to the Capitol. They just see, the thing about it is, this is why they're so mad at the January 6ers, because they wasted their time going in Alta and Metro Cellular and shit, and going in fucking Targets and shit and beauty supply stores. MAGA, they went straight for the fucking Capitol. And the Democrats are mad because they had free reign for a whole year to do whatever the fuck they want. And they never took it to, they never took it to the government. They just did Target and shit and fucking AutoZone and Wendy's and shit. And fucking Louis Vuitton store. And MAGA was like, MAGA had one shot. MAGA only had one shot. And they went for the fucking Capitol. And that's the Democrats are jealous about that, man. They're envious about that.
Action of the police, Chris. There's another one.
Well,
Gosh.
So, and just so people understand what's going on, this is a big building, and this is an expansive lobby area. You are not in the newsroom. This is the front of a big
Chris,
corporate complex.
This used to be the world's largest indoor amusement park, the wacky world of Sid and Marty Krofft, before Ted Turner bought this and turned it into what is the Omni Center and then became CNN Center. You know, this used to be the site of an indoor roller coaster. It still has the world's longest freestanding escalator. You know, thousands of CNN employees are here. It's connected to a hotel.
Wait, hold on a second, Nick.
The capacity of the hotel right now.
Nick,
go ahead.
Are those guys in front preparing to light something on fire? You see how they're wrapping his hand up right now?
It looks like it.
They're either wrapping his hand up because
Chris.
he's going to punch the glass and he wants something to protect his hand. But I saw him pouring something on it. Maybe he hurt his hand, and they're just trying to wrap his hand. Just keep an eye on that situation. Hopefully he just is taking care of a wound. So if he cut himself, he's not going to bleed too much. Good. That's what it seems to be.
Well, they've already lit things on fire so far, Chris. They lit a police car on fire at about 8 o'clock. That was just, still smoldering. They've lit signs on fire. I mean, this is a crowd that came to confront police. They're angry. And we can't underscore, on the cursory level, you see the violence that is happening and unfolding right in front of our cameras. They're here under the premise because a black man was killed by police. They want to hold police accountable. Their message, however, has taken a violent tone here. And we don't hear the mention of George Floyd's name at all. we just see the violence happening here in front of us.
Well, this is a bizarre scene for people who aren't used to this. You have some people are laughing, some people are videotaping.
They just threw something on fire, Chris, a firecracker. Something's on fire.
Yo, whoever threw that should be in prison. Whoever threw that need to be in prison. Whoever threw that should be in prison. This shit is, but it goes to show you that the more you allow, you know what I'm saying, the more they're gonna do. Like they're allowed. They allowed too much. They allowed the mob too much free reign.
Well, this is a bizarre scene for people who aren't used to this. You have some people are laughing, some people are videotaping.
They just threw something on fire, Chris, a firecracker. Something's on fire. Shit.
Nick, you all right?
You okay? You okay? You okay, guys? You all right? Is everyone okay? You all right, William? Okay, we're okay. Our crew's okay. They just threw a firecracker in on us. What was that?
Yeah, that was more than firecracker. One of those.
Was that like a
pretty powerful firecracker?
It might have been a flashbang,
Nick. Got our heart pumping a little bit.
It might have been a flashback. They may have gotten their hands on an undetonated flashbang that the police use, which does exactly what you just saw. Everybody's okay?
Good gracious. They just put something else on fire. Everything is okay, but they've just set something else on fire outside, Chris. We don't want to get any closer than here, but can you see what's going on? You pushing on that? No, okay.
Think about the chief putting these guys in harm's way like this. The chief is telling them to stand down, right, and let the mob do it. You're putting these guys in harm. These officers should be able to sue, man. Any officer who's in this line right here should be able to sue. If I was a lawyer, I would try to find out the names of these officers, and I would call them and I would be like, yo, I'll take your case pro bono. You want to sue the Atlanta Police Department? You're putting these guys' life in danger. They need to be fucking dispersed, at the very least, dispersing this mob, and at the most, going out there and locking every fucking body up. Or being proactive, moving, seizing the initiative. They're sitting back like fucking ducks.
Demonstrators are starting out to make their way back towards the park.
Well,
they're loading. We understand my producer, Kevin Conlon, says that they're loading tear gas canisters up right now.
But if that's tear gas that's in front of there,
and, security's telling us to move. Chris, I gotta go.
Yeah, Nick, if that's tear gas, you're going to want to get away from it because it's going to come up the stairs fast.
We're getting out of here, Chris.
All right, get yourself to a safer location.
We're getting out of here. We'll get back to you later. You got it. Thanks, buddy.
All right. So here's what we've been watching, okay? You're actually not looking at Minneapolis. On your screen, you'll see it's Atlanta. That is the CNN World Headquarters. Police had been outside, and then as the crowds advanced on CNN, and they were on top of the CNN logo and spray painting things on it, and they started to light cars on fire and become increasingly violent, we had the police move inside CNN, and then the windows of CNN were broken. And then, so you had big point of ingress, but then you had what we were showing you for the last few minutes, a standoff where you had rows of protesters, or whatever you want to call them, demonstrators, angry, agitated individuals, up against the face of a phalanx of police inside CNN World Headquarters. Nick Valencia took cover after what appeared to be what they call a flash bang, which does what it sounds like. And now you see canisters coming, which are probably some kind of deterrent spray, either a pepper spray or tear gas. And the officers are obviously trying to clear the area in Atlanta as you watch it on your screen. Again, this is not Minneapolis. There were two sides to the police presence. There was one small group inside CNN and then a larger group down the street where there had been more violence. Let's get back into the context of why this is happening. Now, to a certain extent, it depends on how you decide to understand it, okay? And for some perspective, let's go to the mayor of Atlanta, who in no way wanted to see her city on fire and was very outspoken about it, and also had perspective on why what she doesn't like happening was happening. And it's very important to hear. Mayor Keisha Lance Bottoms. Listen to her.
I am a mother. I am a mother to 4 Black children in America, one of whom is 18 years old. And when I saw the murder of George Floyd, I hurt like a mother would hurt. And on yesterday, when I heard there were rumors about violent protests in Atlanta, I did what a mother would do. I called my son and I said, "Where are you?" I said, "I cannot protect you, and Black boys shouldn't be out today. So you're not going to out-concern me and out-care about where we are."
Black boys are literally rampaging across the countryside, doing whatever the fuck they want, literally, as she's speaking. Every black boy, every able-bodied black boy in the country was literally out rampaging across the countryside. Like, literally while she's talking.
in America. I wear this each and every day, and I pray over my children each and every day. So what I see happening on the streets of Atlanta is not Atlanta. This is not a protest. This is not in the spirit of Martin Luther King Jr. This is chaos. A protest has purpose. When Dr. King was assassinated, we didn't do this to our city. So if you love this city,
Ma'am, yes, you did. When Dr. King was assassinated, they did this to every city. They did this in D.C. My neighborhood was a wreck. The whole 8th Street was burnt out buildings until the early 2000s when gentrification started and white people moved in. All the buildings were burnt out on 8th Street. What are you talking about, ma'am?
this city that has had a legacy of Black mayors and Black police chiefs and people who care about this city, where more than 50% of the business owners in Metro Atlanta are minority business owners. If you care about this city, then go home and pray that somebody like Reverend Beasley will come and talk to you and give you some instructions on what a protest should look like and how you effectuate change in America. This police chief made a video on yesterday, pull it up on YouTube, where she said she was appalled to watch the murder of George Floyd. This woman did that. You're not honoring the legacy of Martin Luther King Jr. and the civil rights movement. You're not protesting anything, running out with brown liquor in your hands, breaking windows in this city. T.I. and Killer Mike own half the West Side. So when you burn down this city, you're burning down our community. If you want change in America, go and register to vote.
This is Trump's fault. Register to vote, man. This is Trump's fault, man.
Show up at the polls on June 9th. Do it in November. That is the change we need in this country. You are disgracing our city. You are disgracing the life of George Floyd and every other person who has been.
I don't know what it takes to... Yo, think about what it takes to disgrace the life of George Floyd. Put that in your pipe and smoke it.
Been killed in this country. We are better than this. We're better than this as a city. We are better than this as a country. Go home. Go home. In the same way I couldn't protect my son on yesterday, I cannot protect you out in those streets.
Yeah, but they all right. Cops can't do shit because of George Floyd.
You're throwing knives at our police officers. You are burning cars. You have defaced the CNN building. Ted Turner started CNN in Atlanta 40 years ago because he believed in who we are as a city. There was a Black reporter who was arrested on camera this morning who works for CNN. They are telling our stories, and you are disgracing their building. This is not the legacy of civil rights in America. This is chaos, and we're buying into it. This won't change anything. We're no longer talking about the murder of an innocent man. We're talking about how you're burning police cars on the streets of Atlanta, Georgia. Go home.
Now, that is not just incredibly powerful and poignant, but it is also perspective from an African-American mother and leader. How are those words received? Well, one answer is on the streets before you right now. Not fair to judge the mayor's echo by Los Angeles, but her own city was on fire tonight, again, after she said that. Van Jones, I know that some of that I've heard you say before, and some of it I am not hearing you say right now. When she's saying go home, you are disgracing the legacy, you are distracting the narrative, you are resembling what you say you oppose. This is wrong how you're doing this. Your take.
Well, listen, I mean, that was leadership. And it was leadership that resonated because it was tied to something more than just calling you a thug. See, when you call people out, you lose your audience. She was calling them up. You could feel the love underneath the anger. You could feel the love underneath the rage. She was saying, you are better than this. And you're a part of something bigger than this. And you need to go home because you're out here destroying your own legacy. That's different than saying you're a bunch of thugs and putting people down, expecting them to rise. And so there's a quality of leadership that she represents that is sorely missing, unfortunately, throughout the country. And I'm not surprised that people didn't heed her word, but that's the model. But, what I will say is this: hurt people holler. Hurt people holler. And one of the things that we're dealing with right now is it's hard to speak up when you see injustice, when things are going wrong, when a department first starts to go sour, when you start seeing things that don't make sense. But if you speak up and you're not heard, then you might shout. If you shout and then you're still not heard, then you might scream. If you scream and you're still not heard, then you might throw something. Look at your own children and how they act. When there's something desperately wrong and no one will listen, people go to more and more extreme forms of expression and then of action. Not to justify it, but that's there. So if you are concerned about lawlessness, and by the way, I'm raising 2 black boys in Los Angeles. I'm not a part of any
biracial. You're raising 2 biracial boys, man.
Riot lobby or any pro-crime lobby. I want peaceful streets. But I know that if I want to end lawlessness in LA, I've got to make sure there is not lawlessness in the police precincts in LA. And that is the challenge that we have here. Let's hold young people to high standards and not relax and not relent. And let's hold grown folk to higher standards. The problem I have with a lot of critics of what they're seeing is that they are very, very quick to raise the standards on young, desperate people, some of whom are just out there acting a fool and are knuckleheads. Some are out there for a good purpose. There's a mix. But they're quick to raise the standard for them, but lower the standard for law enforcement. And that is...
Yo, the gaslighting on this shit is so insane. Shout out to Savrix, man. He said, imagine you needed a permanent consuming class. Listen, man, they gonna have a niggas always gonna be consumers, man. They ain't even, you ain't gotta have no conspiracy. You don't need no Jews. You don't need no fucking government laws, no subterfuge. Niggas are always gonna be a consuming class or slaves. Pick one. That's the way we either gonna be slaves or we gonna be a consumer class. That's what we do. Then you got fucking whites. They're gonna be consumer class. That shit is, this shit right here, this is allowed to happen. Trump, and listen, this is on Trump's watch. This is on Trump's watch. Trump didn't nip this in the bud. Somebody mentioned the ICE, how they're attacking ICE agents at the ICE facilities now. Trump has not nipped that in the bud. So yeah, we got to remember Trump was the president during this time. He did not nip this in the bud.
That's how you get anarchy. That is a perfect formula for anarchy. If you don't want anarchy, insist on law and order in the ranks of our police. Make sure our police are obeying the law. When did you become a radical to say that the police should obey the law? And so this is a delicate thing, but I applaud that mayor. I call her Keisha because I know her very, very well, but I applaud the mayor. She is calling people up to a higher standard and not just calling people out for their mistakes and misdeeds.
Whew. What a time, guys. What a time. What a time.
Ella Baker said, until the killing of black men, black mothers' sons become as important to the rest of the country as the killing of a white mother's son, we who believe in freedom cannot rest until this happens. She said that in 19.
Yo, these niggas was getting on TV wildin', man.
1964. And we're still echoing those same cries today. It was hard to listen to that interview.
You gonna cry. Yo, this nigga gonna cry. Oh shit, man. This nigga gonna cry. The tears, the waterworks. I'm gonna give this nigga a tissue, man.
It's just so much pain.
Yo, what the fuck? Yo, these people was wildin'. They were wildin'. We can never go back to this, man.
You get so tired. We have black children. I have a 15-year-old daughter. I mean, what do I tell her? I'm raising a son. I have no idea what to tell him. It's just...
Damn, you a terrible father, man. You don't know what the fuck to tell him? Don't resist arrest, man. Just go down the station. We'll come bail you out, man, and, we'll work it out. And whatever, if you did something, then, we get a lawyer. Like that, man. What the fuck you mean you don't know what the fuck to tell them?
It's hard being black in this country when your life is not valued. And people are worried about the protesters and the looters. And it's just people who are frustrated, who for far too long have not had their voices heard. And so you put me on after his brother.
This is CNN condoning the looting and the protesting. CNN condoning it. Encouraging the looting and the protesting on CNN. That's why y'all got what y'all got, you fucking piece of shit.
And I feel like I lost my brother. And nobody cares about the video. They had a video in Ahmaud Arbery. And 2 different solicitors looked at that video and declined to press charges. And so for those of us who have a mistrust of the system, it's very hard for us to do anything else other than just to cry this morning. And then hope and pray that we are.
Why don't you curl up in a ball and cry for us? Just go ahead and go all the way with a curl up and shit and get some Kleenex and curl up in the ball, have an ugly cry, nigga, right here on TV, nigga. Go ahead, do it.
Not sitting next to Ben Crump one day. That's about all we can do.
Bakari, your father was shot more than 50 years ago. 50 years ago. And we're sitting here this morning and watching it happen again. So where do you find the hope? How do you tell your son and daughter that it's going to get better?
I don't know. I mean, maybe Dante has the answer. I don't know. I mean, I try to keep hope. I try to keep faith. I keep telling my children they can be free. You know, I want my kids to one day be able to grow up and be the host of New Day. I want them to be able to be a United States.
Nigga, you would be the host of New Day your damn self, but the ratings would suck because you're terrible. Press 1.
Senator or president, but you know, what happens if they get pulled over and they comply? What happens if they get judged by a father?
What happens if they get pulled over and they comply? Nothing. Might not even get a ticket.
A son who just are on a good old fashioned South Georgia lynching. What happens if they get served a no-knock warrant like Breonna Taylor? I mean, what happens if that? How do you?
One thing you don't do, you don't shoot at the cops.
How do you raise your children in this America to understand free when we see these images of them being gunned down in the street and a knee in the back of the neck for 8 minutes like a dog? So I don't have that answer other than every day I just tell them I love them. That's all I can do.
Dante, I'm not sure there is an answer necessarily, although you point to Angela Davis, who says it's not enough to be non-racist, you have to be anti-racist.
Yeah, I think that's one of the things that is the hardest to learn for people who are not in the space of learning about racism in this country. There are a lot of people who believe that racism ended after the Civil War. They say that we fought a whole war over racism, yet they don't acknowledge the fact that the Confederacy was there to remain, to keep the.
This is an ex-football player, man. He out of his depth, man. This nigga's out of his depth, man. You out of your depth, nigga. Okay? You out of your motherfucking depth. Okay? You need this conversation is too much for you, man.
Good afternoon, everybody. All the participants, all the panelists. Let me start by just acknowledging that we have seen in the last several weeks, last few months, the kinds of epic changes and events in our country that are as profound as anything that I've seen in my lifetime. And I'm now a lot older than planned. I'm going to be 59 soon. And let me begin by acknowledging that although all of us have been feeling pain, uncertainty, disruption, some folks have been feeling it more than others. Most of all, the pain that's been experienced by the families of George and Brianna and Ahmaud and Tony and Sean and too many others to mention, those that we thought about during that.
All these people are fucking criminals, man. All these people are fucking shit stains, yo. Every person he named was a degenerate, criminal, street, fucking low life.
A moment of silence. And to those families who've been directly affected by tragedy, please know that Michelle and I and the nation grieve with you, hold you in our prayers. We're committed to the fight of creating a more just nation in memory of your sons and daughters. And we can't forget that even as we're confronting the particular acts of violence that led to those losses, our nation and the world is still in the midst of a global pandemic. that's exposed the vulnerabilities of our healthcare system, but also the disparate treatment and, as a consequence, the disparate impact that exists.
Shut the fuck up, Obama. Just pouring gasoline on the shit. Obama, bitch ass, man.
What's on my mind this morning is obviously the incredible disappointment and the hurt and pain that is emanating throughout the African American community and beyond. I don't consider this just a George Floyd issue. I consider this an American issue. It's emblematic of what kind of nonsense has been taking place for far too long, and something needs to be done about it. In terms of what specifically needs to be done, a good start would be arresting the other 3 officers that were there. 2 officers were laying on George.
Arrest the other 3 officers for what? For what? What you gonna arrest the other officers for? They didn't do shit. They did what they did what they was. One of them was on his first fucking day and shit. Stephen, they always calling for somebody to be fired, man.
George Floyd's legs. It wasn't just one officer on his neck. It was 2 additional officers on his leg. As far as I'm concerned, they should be charged with 3rd-degree murder. They should be arrested and charged. The officer that was standing lookout, basically, he was complicit in this crime. He definitely needs to be dealt with. There certainly needs to be reform. There needs to be legislation. I think, if we have to do our homework here, but last time I checked, I don't believe to kill an unarmed black man was labeled to be a hate crime when it takes place at the hands of a police officer. I'd like that explored. I'd like that, and I'd like that probed, because I think that's something that definitely needs to happen. And I think the governor of Minnesota took an incredible step in putting the Attorney General for Minnesota, Keith Ellison, in charge of this case at this particular moment in time. This is the kind of stuff that needs to be happening. By the way, Keith Ellison, the Attorney General, will be on First Take this morning. Later on, he will be interviewed by me, because I got a lot of questions for this man.
Is this a sports show? Who won the game last night, man? Who won the fucking game? Oh, yeah, they canceled all the sports. My bad. I forgot. They canceled all the sports leagues for COVID.
This is the kind of stuff that needs to be addressed. And, the interesting part is, Greenie and Marcus, I've spoken to numerous folks that are obviously actors, actresses, athletes, etc. And a lot of folks are, even though people are being very, very outspoken at this particular moment in time, they've gotten to the point where they're almost tired of talking. They want to hear from white people who think like that police officer, who have this kind of mindset that black people are such a danger to them. They want to hear white folks explain and justify what has transpired. Obviously,
Steven, I don't think you want that, man. I don't think you want that.
There's a plethora. There's millions of white folks. We see some of them rioting and protesting. We've seen some of them speak out. Clearly, we're not looking at white folks and saying, it's you, as in it's all of you. But certainly when we look at things from a systemic perspective, there is no question that the power structure is run by white folks. The kind of actions, the egregious actions that have been taking place have been allowed and perpetrated by white folks. And little to nothing has been done when it comes to unarmed black men. Yet I'm watching a video just a month ago, Greenie, of a white man waving a machete at numerous police officers. And they stood around from a distance and allowed him to do that for 5 minutes. So a white man with a machete can swing at police officers and somehow, some way ends up getting arrested, but he's alive. But an unarmed black man, yet again, is dead. These are the kind of things that, whereas we don't justify looting and rioting and stuff like that, the bottom line is you can understand where the frustration, the ire, the despondency comes from, because we've seen far too many of these incidences take place throughout this nation's history, and something needs to be done about it. And I applaud everybody, black and white, who has spoken up and spoken out against this.
Marcus, you and I talked just briefly yesterday. What thoughts do you have today?
So many, G, but I think the most, I think the thing for me, man, is there's a sense and a known in the Black community that these type of things have existed for a tremendous.
Shut the fuck up. Shut your punk ass up, man.
We're at 38th in Chicago, right where George Floyd lost his life. The police chief showed up here. Chief, you came here to do what? We watched you walk up to this memorial. What did you come here to do today?
I came to pay my respects to Mr. Floyd, and I came to just offer prayer for his loved ones, his family, and our community that's hurting. I grew up about a block from here, and this has been so impactful for me, for this department, but for our city. But I also wanted to be in a space where people who love Mr. Floyd, I wanted to be in space where people are talking about how do we heal and how do we move from this. And so it's going to take time, and I think that everyone here is trying to everyone here is trying to do the best that they can to offer what their feelings, and those are all valid. But I just needed to be here in this space today, and offer my respects.
Let me ask you about what happened with Officer Derek Chauvin. First off, he had 18 complaints filed against him. 16 of those complaints were declined. They did not do anything to him. 2 of those complaints he did get censured. Should he have been on the force in the first place?
Well, we need to absolutely look.
Thank you so much. I appreciate your time.
Very sorry.
Will you call up the national guard from this site
Thank you
tonight?
so much. I appreciate your time, Chief. I appreciate it. You know, people, you heard the chief and you saw the chief take his hat off.
Sir,
take his hat
will
off
you call up the national guard from
and
this site tonight?
say that he absolutely is sorry for what
Hey,
happened.
Sarah, can you do me a favor?
to
Can you
George
get
Floyd?
the chief? Is there any way you can get
He
the
said
chief
that
back?
to the family. Yes, I can, Don.
Because
Yes.
I think
Is there
the
something
family
you'd like me
may.
to ask? Yes.
Yeah, I think the family may have a question or two
If
for
the
him. Can you
family wants
just-
to ask a question, please.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Which-
I'll turn around. You tell me the question and I will turn to him and ask
Thank you,
whatever
Sarah.
you
I hate
want.
to cut you off
Whatever
in
the
there.
Floyd family would like me to ask.
Falonis,
No, absolutely.
You have a question for
Absolutely.
the
Falonis.
chief?
George Floyd's brother's name is Falonis. You can't make this shit up.
Couldn't hear you. Falonis, do you have a question for the chief?
Oh, the question that I have, I want to know if he's going to get justice for my brother and arrest all the officers and convict them.
Can you hear him, Sarah?
Okay, I just want to make sure I've got.
Floyd's brother is a brain surgeon too, man. They just you gotta the apple don't fall too far from the tree, man.
Can you hear him, Sarah?
Okay, I just want to make sure I've got this right. He wants to know if he
justice
is going
for
to
his
get
brother,
justice
arrest and convict
arrest
all the officers.
the other officers. All the officers. I will ask him that question. Just give me 1 second.
Yes, ma'am.
Chief, may I ask you? I'm so sorry, and I apologize. I'm so sorry. I know. I'm so sorry, but the Floyd family actually has a question for you. They just talked to me in my ear. I'm sorry. The Floyd family is asking me a question. I apologize. I'm sorry. The Floyd family has asked if you are going to get justice for George Floyd by making sure that the other officers are arrested and that eventually convicted. They want to, and I know that there are things that you cannot control, but they want to know if the other officers should be arrested in your mind, and if you see that they should all 4 be convicted in this case.
And this is the Floyd family right now?
This is the Floyd family.
To the Floyd family, being silent or not intervening, to me, you're complicit. So I don't see a level of distinction any different. Obviously, the charging and those decisions will have to come through our county attorney's office. Certainly, the FBI is investigating that. But to the Floyd family, I want you to know that my decision to fire all 4 officers was not based on some sort of hierarchy. Mr. Floyd died in our hands, and so I see that as being complicit. So that is about as much as, and I apologize to the Floyd family if I am not more clear, but I don't see a difference in terms of the ultimate outcome is he is not here with us.
You don't see a difference between what Officer Chauvin did and the 3 other officers who, some of who kneeled down as well, but some of whom just watched. You see that all as the same act.
Silence and inaction, you're complicit. You're complicit. If there were one solitary voice that would have intervened and act, that's what I would have hoped for. Unfortunately,
that's what you would have expected from your officers, yes?
Absolutely, and that did not occur. So to the Floyd family, I hope that's my response. Yeah.
All right. Thank you so much,
do you have another question? What's your response? What's your response to Phalonis?
They arrest guys every day. They had enough evidence to fire them, so they have enough evidence to arrest them. I don't know who he's talking to, but I need him to do it because we all are listening. Black Lives Matter.
Sarah, that was an incredible interview that you did, and it was the first time. Hang on, Sarah, but you haven't spoken to anyone at the police department. I'm not sure. Phalonis, correct me if I'm wrong.
Shout out to Bad Dude Corn Pop. He says, be honest. Did you think there was medicine in glasses? Probably when I was a kid. He says, still love you either way. Salute to you and the rest of the Doc Nation. Yeah, man. Shout out to Bad Dude Corn Pop, man. All this shit got fucking Joe Biden elected, man. Joe Biden president off the heels of this shit, man. Salute to everybody out there, man. I don't know if my kid's gonna go to school tomorrow. It's snowing where I'm at in Pennsylvania. Snowing out here, man. It might snow tomorrow, man. So my kids might be around all day tomorrow. They might be in the house all day. I need to get some rest. I'm a motherfucking Sun man. I need to get some rest, man. But I salute all of you guys, man, for spending this night of reminiscing with us, man. This was a reminiscent, man. This was reminiscent, man. This was a classic episode, man. So shout out to all you guys. This was definitely a classic episode, man. I'll be dropping some clips tomorrow, man. With some other content, man, on this channel, man. Salute to you guys, man. Wow. Unbelievable, man. Unbelievable. Get in the comment section, hit the like button. Subscribe. Same black time. Same black channel. Out of here. Subscribe.